Holy gosh. Wow. Okay, we're live. All right, I've climbed the mountain. I don't know, man. So I had to switch out hardware today. And it was like a couple hours, maybe an hour before the live, and I'm supposed to go and return this switch, and it's just this big deal. I swapped it out. And I've been in a nightmare ever since, of course. But we are live now. And Bobo is here, and Guilty Angel is here, and let's see, who else is here? Too Real Live is here.
That's me.
Too Real Live.
Yep.
And Demon Child is here. We got others coming. I say Demon Child. You say, I want to settle this right now. Let's just settle this. Is it Demon? Can you spell it out? Is it Demon Child or Damon Child?
It's spelled Damon.
I know how it's spelled, but I'm saying, can you what do you call it?
Phonetic.
Phonetic. Can you
write it out?
Write it out phonetically and like
D-A-Y or D-E-E?
Is it D-A-Y or D-E-E? Is it Damon Child or is it Demon Child?
I think this person's name is probably Damon.
You're going with Damon. I'm going with Demon.
I like it either way.
Of course.
I wish I had a cool name that I could turn into a
Demon.
Demon?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dale.
Both of you guys are obviously wrong.
Dude, he can't be wrong.
Oh, I know.
Or she can't be wrong. I'm not even sure. Is that dog barking?
Yes.
Wow. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Mm-hmm. Good evening, yes. Good afternoon. Guilty Angel, it's still kind of afternoon there. It's still not.
Yes.
It's not early.
On the East Coast, the West Coast, yes.
On the homeland.
Do I have to handle that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Angela's got to go handle something, I guess. We got a dog who's being a bit of a pain in the ice.
Very needy.
Very needy. Let me just put this on solo. How you guys doing? What's going on? It's Friday, and thank fucking God for that. I expect a very slow day today here on the live because there's just not a lot happening, dude. It's dead out there, which is kind of a good thing, really. So I don't expect, because I just couldn't find any how to bring some folks in on the good time headline. You know what I mean? Although I love what we're talking about today. As a matter of fact, I just want to pull that up for myself as a reference because I always screwed up. Angela's back. What'd you do?
I'm like Santa Claus, I just show up and I give everybody treats. Everybody gets these long chews today. Today we have for you turkey tendons.
Oh. Who doesn't like turkey tendons?
Every dog likes turkey tendons.
So before we get into María Corina Machado, which is this incredible human being, and I probably screwed up my thumbnail, so forgive me. But so apparently conservatives are under the attack. It's so interesting because all of the press that I ever have gotten that really actually went through, with the exception only of Vanity Fair, which is the New York Post, in particular. I guess I would say the New York Post in particular, but also just, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. The right, they don't like Leo. They don't like Leo. And
why?
I don't know if because he's an environmentalist, I guess, or I guess they don't.
If only they knew.
If only they knew.
If only they knew he's basically like an oil baron.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, apparently conservatives are sort of attacking one battle after another. And, calling the film, let me see if I can actually get an actual quote from
I think that the issue stems with a lack of media literacy. I think one of the fundamental things that people have to, learn when they become literate about the media in general is when a piece of media is not meant for you, that you're not the audience for the thing. So, yes, you can have an opinion of something just like you can of every art piece, but you have to recognize when it's made for someone else.
Yeah.
I don't think that these conservative people that complain about everything that they think is too fucking woke or whatever they've convinced themselves to be,
take it easy.
Whatever they've convinced themselves to be upset about this week, I don't think that they recognize that part. It's such a base. It's like media literacy 101, base level shit. They never ever can reconcile with the fact that somebody has made a piece of art not for them, right? So they just get pissed when it's for a different audience.
You think that's what it is?
Obviously, if they're saying that it's
What do you mean? What do you mean by not for them? You mean They're calling it the year's most irresponsible movie. Did they attack Eddington? Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
With
I don't know anything.
Pascal and
I only know about this because
Felix.
you're telling me about it. I don't follow their opinions about movies. Maybe they
just
did.
thrown out there as a general question.
They're really fucking sensitive about all kinds of shit. So maybe I don't know.
So anyway, they're calling it the most irresponsible film. They're bagging on it. They don't like Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know why. Probably because he ham-headed. You know, if he stayed that like elegant.
What do you mean they don't like him?
Generally speaking, like Candace Owens tried to get me on her show, right? Or a publicist tried to get me on her show.
No, but what about Leonardo DiCaprio? Do they not like?
I don't know. I don't know what it is specifically, but I know this to be factual. They don't like Leo.
Is it because
First of all,
he signifies like the elite Hollywood, whatever?
Well, he publicly endorses presidential candidates, and they're always Democrats.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah, like Tobey Maguire also does like fundraisers.
Yeah,
like he did a big Hillary Clinton fundraiser.
Yeah, he did, man. He did. It made me like immediately be like, I told you that woman's corrupt.
Well, also like of all the fucking candidates to do a fundraiser for, like she's good. She's got the funds. Like that was our biggest problem with her.
Oh yeah, well, you know.
Like she doesn't
that
need your
doesn't
help,
stop her
bro.
from raising money. Just ask LeBron James, who, by the way, is interestingly enough, LeBron James. He is sidelined for the first time in his career for the opening game, which is a big deal. He's a big ticket grab in Los Angeles.
What happened to him?
He's injured. He has a sciatica injury.
Oh. That
he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, dude, you can't run around and shoot hoops with fucking sciatic pain.
What's up, Tanner? What's up?
You always get so excited when Tanner is here.
Well, because he gets to peek his head in.
It makes me jealous.
I want to make sure that I reach out to him because he only gets to peek his head in at this time.
Yeah, that's right.
So I want to make sure I say hello to him.
Always happy when Tanner
shows up. He's probably feeling secretly very happy for my very sad situation of the Philadelphia Phillies being eliminated last night in a really horrifying way.
We're all very sorry for you.
Oh God! Last night was the worst night. That last night was the worst sports night I've had in years. It was so bad.
I think you need to recognize that Philadelphia has really, really good luck with sports. A lot. Like a lot. Like most people
call it luck.
No, it's not luck. It's that you guys no. Well, also you guys have the best mascots in the game. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean,
so
the
it's
Philly
like
Fanatic is the best mascot in baseball.
I think that it's okay if you maybe like let somebody else have all of the glory for just a little bit.
All right, we're going to move on from this conversation so that you and I can maintain our love for one another. I didn't, you know what?
You're gonna divorce me?
I just pressed record, so none of that was recorded. It'll only be on the live where it'll, wilt. No one will actually have to hold you to that. These horrible things you just said. So stop.
That's true. I know so little about sports culture that I don't even know when I'm breaking a rule.
David, you remember David?
David with the 4 in his name?
David with the 4 in his name.
What happened?
Very original.
What's new?
His password.
It's his password, yeah.
David, who puts his password in his rap name, he's transferred his house into his mother's name following the police raid.
Uh-oh, you're going to lose your assets.
Guess they're battening down the hatches, maybe?
Yeah, his mother's like, yeah, cool, that's nice and everything, but just one thing. Did you kill anyone in that house? Are you giving me a house that was like a house of horrors? Is that what I'm being gifted by my son?
I'm going to throw some headlines at you. Exactly. I'm going to throw some headlines at you because this one hit me hard. Neil Young says that his music will be pulled from Amazon, and then he's quoted as saying, go to the local store. And I just don't think that Neil Young, I don't know how many people are buying Neil Young records these days at the local store.
Well, and they're also all used. I have a few Neil Young records, and I don't know how many owners they had before me.
It's so funny because he's saying that, but like by local store, do you mean Walmart?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like what local store? How do they get access to your stuff? It's a funny thing too, because I actually subscribe to because he's so, I love Neil Young, and he's like so troublesome with his digital assets. So he pulls he's like fucking Donald Trump with tariffs when it comes to his music. So he pulled it from Amazon Now. He's pulled it from Spotify. And I'm a heavy listener of him, especially when I'm writing. I have moments when I'm just like Neil Young hits that mood and I go get it. And so I ended up like subscribing to his So he has this whole fucking revenue on his own channel where you got to subscribe to download his or to stream his music from his website, basically. And it was like $5 a month. And I was like, man, I mean, that's half a Spotify, bro, just for you.
Yeah.
Like, I get that you're like upset about the way it's all working out, but like,
it's a big ask.
Why the fuck are you asking for so much money, boo? So there's that. But where was I? Where was I? I was at the.
You were talking about Neil Young for some reason.
No, I know that was my digression. And
you said
so
you were going to throw headlines at me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, that was. I think it was. I was trying to go even further back than that.
Oh, okay.
Neil Young's a doofus.
Then you were talking about.
I love Neil Young.
Dale, are you asking me? You were talking about LeBron James getting injured. And then before that, we were talking about one battle after another and how the conservatives are all, their pennies in a twist about it. Do you want to go further than that?
Let's just go to the chat. Bradley Cooper says Cosmic Urgency is rumored to be Leo's replacement if he doesn't do Heat 2. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with... Yeah, okay. I mean, you know, the thing about Val Kilmer's son is that he couldn't play Val Kilmer's character because obviously Pacino and, oh God, we're going to watch like a geriatric fucking...
No, they said it's a prequel.
Oh, it's a prequel. Oh, yes. So it's a whole new cast. That's great.
Guess.
It has to be.
But if you're going to cast a young Val Kilmer, a young Jack Kilmer exists.
Exactly. That's insane. He's so perfect. It's ridiculous.
I wonder whether his agent is like, I mean, you guys got to audition him.
You got to be like, what do we have to do?
Yeah, right.
Like he can act, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We saw him in The Nice Guys. He does great.
Yeah, Tanner said it. There's no local stores anymore. It's like, that's the thing. Like Neil Young's like, go to your local store. Okay.
Well, and all the cool...
And that is where?
Neil Young and all the cool towns that he's visited and lived in, there's still probably local record stores, but not...
And there might be in a lot of cities, but they might be really, really inconvenient. And not everybody has... Most people don't... Everybody's streaming, dude.
That's true.
Like, that's the number one... Like, I have a record collection. I stream every day. I have a record collection. Mm-hmm. Every day I stream.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, when I'm finally ready to upgrade, I'm going to go lossless. There's a 100% chance I'm going to go lossless.
Damon Child said that before The Departed came out, a friend at film school said that Leo DiCaprio is our generation's Robert De Niro, and I literally laughed in his face. But he's been proven correct. No, he has not. He's not been proven correct.
Yeah.
Our generation's Robert De Niro is Robert De Niro. Still.
Well, maybe.
There hasn't been a replacement.
No, I mean, look, the best American actor, if we're going to go with what De Niro might be classified as, is not Leonardo DiCaprio, in my opinion.
No.
And the best American actor has to be, I would guess...
Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins. The best American actor, I guess it would probably, for me, it would probably be Joaquin. Mm-hmm. Well, no, Denzel Washington. It's Denzel Washington. Yep. It's Denzel Washington.
Absolutely.
The only person, the two greatest living actors alive today are Denzel Washington and Daniel Day-Lewis. Those are the two greatest living actors today.
I agree with you.
And then you've got...
and then there's Walton Goggins.
And there's Walton Goggins. We also have, like, obviously, we have some great folks like, and I don't want to, like, leave them out, some great actors like, Meryl Streep is a great actor. She kind of pisses me off with that whole Harvey Weinstein thing, but she's a good actor. I mean, great actor. Who else we got? Kate Blanchett. I mean, forget about it.
Is she American?
Yes.
Because I was going to say like Christian Bale, but we can't claim him. He's English. And I was going to say like Tom Hardy, but we can't claim him either. I think he's English, isn't he?
I believe he's English.
Yeah. And then there's a bunch of others that are like imported.
I think that conversation's over. Denzel Washington is the greatest living American actor today. There is no competition. Leonardo DiCaprio cannot hold a fucking pinky to that man in terms of talent. No way. No how. Just not for me. And I can say that I feel, you can all hold me to it, but I feel like I can hold myself objectively enough to say that because I do believe that Leo is one of the, I believe he's in the conversation.
There's just like, I don't know that there's like our generation's Robert De Niro. Like, I'm not looking for an actor to replace Robert De Niro. You know?
Well, I know, but
like
I mean, the conversation is not like about replacing Robert De Niro. It's about like who's even coming close to having the same or similar career as Robert De Niro has had. You know, obviously it's going to be. But
they don't even make these movies anymore.
When you look at somebody, somebody in their 30s or in their 50s right now, where was Robert De Niro in his 50s? You know, where was De Niro compared to Leo in his 50s?
But I'm saying they don't even make these movies anymore. Like, you can't have like this generation's like Martin Sheen, right? Because they don't make the kind of movies that Martin Sheen was in and he like completely owned. You know?
Where do we go from here?
Like, they don't make, you know, they just don't. There's no comparison. Like, you know, you think about like Jack Nicholson, you know.
Cosme says that Joaquin is better than Denzel, and I would disagree with you, but I think that Joaquin is exceptional. Sorry, Angela.
That's okay.
He was in The Shield? Walton Goggins was in The Shield?
I don't know.
Apparently, because he says Walton was a demon child. Says Walton Goggins, or it says Walton, rules. And you know, Demon Child is 100% from 1997 because he said rules. Or she said rules. He's amazing in The Shield. Did you ever say rules? That's before your generation, isn't it?
This rules?
Yeah.
That rules?
That fucking rules, bro.
Yeah, we used to say that.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's better. It's like, it's not as annoying as fire. Fire can get
annoying.
Fire can get annoying.
I don't think I'll get used to that one.
Fire?
Yeah, it's
I
almost
like lit, but fire doesn't.
Oh, that one too. That one's harsh.
I like lit because, I mean, it's a redefinition of lit because back when I was a kid, we used to say lit when we drank too much. So, you know, you could say that about somebody who was like wasted, how you're lit, whatever. But now it's like, it's lit. I get it because it's like spotlights on it, you know, it's fucking badass. Fire is really weak sauce to me.
I don't think it's going to stick because it doesn't roll off the tongue. Like rad didn't stick because it kind of doesn't really flow.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh shit, that rules, like that does work.
It rules kind of, it's softer and yet still distinguished.
That's my opinion. I don't think it's going to stick, guys.
Yay. Amelin watched on Splum yesterday. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear that. Yeah, he's in The Shield, but that makes me want to watch The Shield. I've never seen The Shield. Have you?
No.
That's Chiklis, right? Isn't that Michael Chiklis?
Are you talking about the TV show?
Isn't that what this called? The Shield? You know what? You know, since today's a slow day, we should go over the 15 responses in my inbox from mad Baldoni fans.
Oh my God, that'd
be fun, right?
So The Shield is a drama series.
Yes.
But is it also a movie? No, because Goggins does TV.
Yeah, Gogs does TV.
Gogs. Oh yeah, he's second billing here.
He's second billing.
He plays Shane Vendrell. These names, dude.
These guys, you know, they're around forever. It's amazing. Michael Chiklis, man, he does like kind of bunk features now.
I bet that show was cool. I think I remember hearing that it was a good one.
When I was at Station 3 in Hollywood, we got a bunch of Michael Chiklis attached projects.
Yeah.
All the time.
I never watched any of these like police department TV shows because I always just feel like that was such whitewashing. Like I've always I don't like cops. So every time I watch one of these shows, I'm like, oh yeah, you guys would make you look real good.
Exactly.
Like, what is this fucking propaganda? Copaganda.
Yeah. By the way, today I watched a 20+ minute bit by Trevor Noah. He was doing the Comedy Cellar in New York, and he did a 20-minute bit on his reaction to
the Riyadh Riyadh Comedy
and
Festival.
The comics going to the Riyadh Film Festival. Mm-hmm. And he's very, he's very he's a very Switzerland kind of guy. He was like, I don't judge anybody. He was talking about Bill Burr and all these guys. It was weird because it made me want to. It wanted me to be more like him, because he's like so emotionally unaffected, and I'm like, maybe I'm too emotionally affected. Maybe I just need to not be emotionally affected by these people. But here's the thing, like, I guess it's like you can sit by. I guess there's some people who can just like sit around and go, oh yeah, it's the end of the fucking world, huh? Like I want to scream and shout about it a little bit, I think. And I guess I don't know if that's like, maybe I should like.
I mean, Dale, apathy is not a virtue. Apathy is what makes people stagnate and paralyze in the face of...
It's apathetic, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there's like, it's a spectrum, right?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is like that you're passionate about things that you feel strongly about. But then like if you go further down that spectrum, you could get like angry and self-destructive emotionally, you know, like you get tilted, right? So like, obviously you don't want to go all the way down, but like the opposite end of the spectrum is like these like people who are like so depressed that they can't care about anything, you know?
Yeah.
So like somewhere in the middle is obviously ideal, but you can't be like so high-minded about everything. You know, you've got a personality. You have a place in the world and you see clearly where other people ought to be, right? Like, I don't think that saying that your morals would prohibit you from making these same choices means that you're moralizing what everybody else does. But you can be disappointed with somebody. I mean, that's criticism. Like,
even angry when he's calling me sanctimonious when he's the guy performing for the Royals.
Well, obviously, too, in his statement about it, he's just fucking gaslighting everybody. It's just like...
Yeah, it was nasty. And the other thing about it that got me really stupid emotional about it is the fact that he is performing, in fact, for the Royals and not going out there as some kind of artist trying to penetrate a society that's being ruined by a regime out to suppress it to its last breath. Right? Mm-hmm. They can't hear that.
They can't hear
this
dog like sawing wood over here?
No.
That's like a deep snore.
I got that all out.
Okay, cool.
There's a little snoring thing on the fucking dial there. I was like, oh, snoring, turn that up. Make sure we cut that down. So, yeah, I mean, the way I see that festival and the reason why I got so upset about it, why I am so upset about it by guys like Bill Burr. And for guys like Bill Burr, it's just that... And Aziz Ansari, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Like, whatever, okay, go, you dork, go do it. You know, like, if that's your thing, go. Louis C.K., like, I wrote that guy off when he admitted to masturbating in front of people who didn't want it. You know, like at that point, I'm like, you're just abusing your power like everybody else. Because, you know, Anthony Bourdain has a no asshole rule. I have a no fucking power abuse or rule. You know what I mean?
No predator rule.
No predator rule. 100%. Like, fuck you. If you abuse your power, I got no use for you.
Yeah. So these,
life,
like, you know, fucking predators are going to the Riyadh Film Festival. You're like, fine, go, you know, fucking wallow in the pigsty with the rest of them.
Yeah.
You know?
So, you know, I don't know.
What were you saying about it?
I don't know.
I don't think that I'm going to pick up where you left off.
Pick up where I left off.
Okay. I don't think that you're being overly sensitive or overly emotional about it.
Yeah.
I mean, here you are now. You're not like, you know, in a rage about it.
My blood's starting to get up there.
Come on, stop.
No, well, listen, it's just that, look, man, it drives me crazy that these people would do that. But when you've got a guy like Bill Burr who puts himself out in this specific way, that he kind of he got us to buy into this, like, I'm the blue collar guy. I'm the guy who will always be able to relate to you no matter how big my paycheck gets.
Not anymore, you're not.
Because this is who I am.
I know.
And I can't escape
spoiled it, dude.
Yeah, exactly. He's like everybody else to me now.
I know.
Like, there's no, now there was this thing where there was the, you know, and it's like having that mediator, that guy, or that you know, that individual. Doesn't have to be a man, of course, but just, you know, that person who feels like they're the intermediary between us and them.
Yeah. Did you see that Aziz Ansari was on the Jimmy Kimmel show? And
Jimmy Kimmel called him out.
Yeah.
He's like, they're fucking horrible people.
You know, what's really interesting about that is I always thought on those nighttime talk shows that they had everything planned, that they had like these little skits that they were going to do and everything was predetermined, you know, that there was no surprises. And I just thought it was really interesting because he did seem like he was really put on the spot. Yeah. And he was like, you know, they killed journalists. Like basically making him answer for it.
So Trevor Noah went into this whole thing about where we are here today in America, and that's not the problem. See, like, look, it doesn't mean that we're not, just because we're watching with our own eyes our country slip into fascism, and it is happening. But as we're watching that happen all around us, that doesn't mean that we're endorsing it. Those of us who don't, at least, right? Which is the majority of Americans, the majority of Venezuelans, the majority of anybody who lives under a regime that's oppressive, and abusive, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, you know, just because I'm sitting here watching America slide into everything it's been against its entire existence, doesn't mean that I should. What am I supposed to now go? Oh, wow, then so I'm just like the Saudis. We're just like the Saudis. Is that the message that we want to send? That are we giving up? Are we waving the white flag? Is it over? Is it a wrap? Is it like get your passports in order and get the fuck out of town? Because this shit's about to go fucking criminally insane.
This is what Timothy Snyder wrote in his book on tyranny.
Yeah.
He was saying don't comply in advance.
Don't comply in advance.
So he's like, if you're like, oh, okay, well, we're slipping in that direction anyway, so I might as well just put on my little brown shirt and my little brown pants and my big boots and like go act like a fucking fascist, Yeah. Like, no, dude, you're not supposed to do that. I was actually
Delicate's back in the States. What's up, Delicate?
Oh yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back.
So sorry.
Yeah.
I was kind of like licking my wounds today by watching a bunch of like military generals who were like speaking very deliberately about their oath and how they don't...
To the Constitution.
Yes.
Yes.
Foremost and primarily, their oath is to the Constitution. Their oath isn't even to the country.
It can also be...
Their oath isn't even to the country, not the president. Like, everybody's like, oh, he's the commander-in-chief. He gives an order, they have to do it. And the generals are like,
Not if
we give the orders because we understand.
Right, and his orders have to comport with the Constitution and all of its amendments. So... It's a big fucking deal, obviously, but that's also just as a matter of shield, it can be a shield, right? Like the idea of using that concept, right? Like
like The Shield, the show that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's obviously planted in my head, but do you know what I'm saying? Seriously,
yeah,
I'm saying that they can use that these military personnel say, and still conduct fascist exercises on this country.
Well,
I mean, somebody's getting these fucking National Guards into these cities. These blue cities like Portland, which is just a fucking greatest thing ever.
Listen, I'll tell you that one of the generals in the general for the Oregon National Guard.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you guys don't understand. Like he has an obligation to protect his National Guard soldiers. What are they called? Enlisted.
Yeah, the personnel. You can just say personnel.
I don't think they're called soldiers.
They're the enlisters, the enlistmenters.
This dog is really snoring. Anyway, he was like, we have a duty to protect these men and women in uniform, right? And he's like, if we're going out and we're in the same vicinity as these other like federal agents who are, breaking the law and making people uncomfortable and instigating fights, then that puts our people at risk. He's like, so he just wanted to make a statement to all of Oregon. He was like, our people are there to protect you. The National Guard is there to protect the protesters. Like, don't start shit with us. Like, we're protecting you, basically. So he's like, we have a duty to protect the people in uniform and also the people, the citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, these are all people from Oregon. The National Guard is from Oregon. Like, we're all together in this. We got federal troops coming in and trying to fuck shit up, but we're on your side.
I love the people of Portlandia, dude. They are fucking dressing up in like frog costumes and chicken. There's this like video going around of Gnome. What's her name?
Christy Gnome.
And she's on the roof of and they're like surveying the terrorists of Portland.
Oh yeah.
And like it's so funny because she's standing there and then like there's an over the shoulder shot and then like, somebody goes down on the crowd and they focus in and it's a dude in a big chicken costume.
And they're all like lined up at the taco truck. Like
it's just lined up at the taco, making a fucking like just an absolute laughing mockery.
That somebody is following her around and showing up at everywhere that she stops.
Yeah.
So that she can't do a photo op without the audio of the
Benny Hill Show.
The Benny Hill Show soundtrack.
Yeah, that's fucking fantastic.
It's so amazing just to make her look super ridiculous.
I love it so much.
Anyway, it's just encouraging because I feel like we all recognize that Washington is being run by a bunch of fucking clown shoes. And I think that the military understands this too. And there's also another thing too, that these people who are in like any rank in the military, they understand a couple things. Okay.
Yeah.
They know that everybody in the United States, whether they're a citizen or not, whether they're immigrant who's got papers or not, right? Like they are protected under the Fourth Amendment of unlawful search and seizure and any like excessive force. Like that's a protection for everybody. And I think that and they also recognize that if you were given orders that are unlawful, that break the Constitution and violate somebody's Fourth Amendment rights, that is on you to not follow those orders. That every single person in uniform is like responsible for upholding the Constitution. Okay?
Yeah.
So I just think that a lot of these people are hopefully talking to each other. the guys who are working for ICE, I don't think that they've been in any sort of like training or anything. I think that they've just been like picked up and employed. They've like given, you know, like a little seminar or whatever, and then they're put out on the street.
Yeah.
I don't think that they recognize that they are personally liable for any of the damage that they do to any of the people they come in contact with. Mm-hmm. But I think it's deliberate that they're going to be the ones that have to answer for it. Right? Like these are civil lawsuits that these people are going to be personally responsible for if they fuck with somebody and violate their Fourth Amendment rights.
Totally.
And just like, I just hope that everybody just starts to be like, no, actually, I'm not going to do the thing you're telling me to do because that would be unlawful and I'm not going to get in trouble for that.
Hell no.
Like there's no protection for them. And it just goes, it's like I said this yesterday, like if you're being told to be the boot of the oppressor, like you're going to end up being under the boot too, you know, like
of
you
course.
Can't, the oppressor doesn't care if you're a tool, they're not going to protect you.
No.
Whatever.
Let me see. Oh, so Demon Child said that the shield is quite extraordinary. It's like wire-like, the wire-like, which we just talked about Simon, right? Because David Simon, because he just came out saying he'd rather put a gun.
Oh, that was years ago, by the way.
Doesn't matter, but he came out.
That was in the very beginning.
Sure, fine, but he came out. No, you know, whatever. He's speaking about working with prompts, so it can't be more than a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And anyway, he came out saying he'd rather put a gun in his mouth than to use AI in any way creatively.
I've seen some just recently. It's super weird, Dale. I've seen a bunch of headlines about very prominent creatives saying that they will use AI, and they're all saying the same thing. It's super creepy. It's like a coordinated publicity thing. Ridley Scott, Jason Blum, there's a bunch of these people who are coming out and they're like, they all say the same thing. They say AI is here to stay, so we are going to work with it. And I was like, God, they're being fucking paid to say that. Why would they all be saying AI is here to stay? Like, first of all, it's not. Like everybody's expecting it's a bubble. But everybody is expecting that it's a bubble that's going to burst because it's really fucking weird.
AI is not going anywhere. The bubble that they're talking about bursting is that there's a bunch of money that's getting put in from the public that's going to go away. That's the bubble that's going to burst. And
okay, but what I'm saying is it's really creepy.
But these AI models are going to be out there.
These people who nobody's asking them to make a public statement about any of this shit. Why are they all doing it and saying the same exact phrase? It's fucking weird.
Because they're trying to start grooming the public into accepting.
Okay, but who's telling them to use the same phrase? It's weird, right?
Well,
so they're all getting a big fucking paycheck for it?
They could have had a conversation themselves about it.
Like OpenAI has a publicity firm who's like, yeah, let's go get some fucking creatives. We'll pay them a fucking gazillion dollars. Have them put out these statements that we've prepared. You know what I mean? Like, is it something like that?
It might be something similar to that.
It's dog.
Yeah.
There's no way that the mics aren't.
Can you guys hear the dog snoring? Because Angela can, and it's distracting. So can you guys?
I mean, I don't want to wake her up, you know, like.
Well, you don't have to, because I don't think anybody can hear her snoring. It's just bothering you. I kind of just ignore it. But it's hard to answer you when you break out laughing in a very serious conversation. So I'm just telling you right now, don't expect me to participate.
It's like
if you're just going to break out laughing
unanimously
when it's
funny.
my turn to talk.
It's big snoring sounds.
It is really like kick the fucking bed or something.
Yo, good morning.
This dog is
she's comfortable.
She expresses herself like all through her nostrils.
Yeah, she's
like she'll come up to you and be like, she sounds like a little pig.
That's really cute.
She gets up in your ear and like.
Yeah, she's a little snorting hound.
You can hear those, right?
Okay, Cosmic Urgency said, there's no way that AI isn't the future. Of course, studios are going to take the cheaper route of not having to pay movie stars, creatives, etc., especially considering people care less and less about movie stars.
I don't think that part of it's going to work out too well for them. I think, maybe the AI animated world might get easier for them. I think AI in video games is going to be something that
Ridley
we'll see
Scott was saying, like, oh yeah, it's so great I can get something done in 10 hours that would used to cost 10 people 10 weeks to do it. I'm like, fuck, dude, but those are like artists you get to work with. Those are people who have jobs that you're saying shouldn't have jobs anymore.
Yeah.
Those are people who your AI machines have stolen from. Like, that's art that was created and it's just going to generate, I don't know. I feel like it's a big betrayal, you know.
I agree. I'm hotly against it. It is the future, though. It's not going to go away.
If you say so. Or we could just all make sure that
it's not going to happen, though. Like, it's just like we can live in the la la land of believing that we can do something together, united, and stop it. It's not happening. Like 100%, there's no way. You have to start thinking about the fact that not only is AI here. Do you know? Let me tell you how much AI is here to stay. I can't remember who it was. Massive person just came out and said the 3-day work week is coming in a hurry. For all Americans. The 3-day work week is coming in a hurry because at least 300 million jobs globally are going to be lost in the next 5 years to AI. At least 300 million jobs. So it's not just like as far as
I'm not sure where it seems like a really big leap, though, that you're saying that some jobs are going to get lost and so other people are going to have an improved experience. Of 3-day work week?
I'm just telling you that
where they're getting paid the same amount?
I'm not talking about an improved experience. I'm talking about people are going to be reduced to 3-day week. I'm sure people working 3 days a week is going to be a lot better, a lot more happy than people working 5 days a week. But they're saying the majority of Americans...
Are they going to get paid more for that?
They're going to be the same. The majority of Americans, the majority of workers around the world are going to be reduced to about a 3-day work week. There are going to be exceptions. And believe me, those people are going to be the higher paid people who work the 40 and 50 and 60 hours again. Because of AI. The point I'm making, it's not to get into this digression over what is and what isn't going to be the work week. It's that AI is here to stay because as Cosmic Urgency pointed out in his text, that it's about the cheaper route. There's absolutely no fucking way for these people the 24-hour workers. You know, the reason why, he gets to get this work done in such a short 10 hours versus 10 weeks is because it's working while he's sleeping. It's working when he gets up. It's working when he walks into the bathroom.
Yeah, I know.
It's always working.
I get it.
So AI,
I get what he's saying.
AI's not going to go anywhere. Living in some kind of weird world where we can.
You seem to be making these leaps that they're so vague. Like I've never heard anybody actually describe like why one thing is going to lead to the next thing. How that's ever going to happen? Who is in charge of making these decisions?
Well, because I'm not here to break down AI, right? And this isn't the purpose of our day.
Not break down AI, but you keep saying that AI is going to result in a different experience, whatever it is, for workers across an entire economy, like
global economy. Yeah.
Okay. That's like a huge leap. And I'm just, I can't get on board with you about that because I don't have any details
I don't think
whatsoever.
You have to get on board with me. I'm just telling you, and I'm not making anything up. This is what they're saying.
Yeah, but can you articulate it though? Can you explain?
I can articulate it. I can't articulate it beyond saying
because I don't have any
AI is going to replace the majority of jobs out there. That's what I can tell you. The majority of jobs, particularly desk jobs or organizational jobs, or I don't even know because I don't pay attention to AI beyond the fact that I'm just reading the fucking headlines and the occasional article when it grabs me enough.
That's what it sounds like.
Dig deep, and I can tell you that the experts, and these are the people who are not only developing but deploying and also employing AI into their work, into their workflow, and it the writing is on the wall, Angela. Like AI is taking over everything.
No, but okay.
So it's just not going to go anywhere. There's no rejecting it. Is the point?
If you're like one of these nihilistic fucking tech, whiz, like these tech oligarchs, right? You would want everybody to be saying this and not questioning what the next step is, what the result is of all of this.
I just don't know where this goes because it's not about one, because it doesn't matter what people want. They're literally taking over the jobs.
You're saying people are saying this, right? Experts are saying this, but don't you think that those experts have don't they have a reason to want everybody to believe this thing? If you're an expert in this field, don't you think you're working with the people?
No, they're telling
because it's a very new field, right? So if you're already an expert,
they're not selling anything, dude. They're telling you, I'm going to lay you off. They're not selling you anything. They're telling you, you're going to lose your job. They're not trying to fucking sell you anything. The reason they're saying there's going to be a 3-day work week is because economy still requires people to buy shit. The reason why eventually probably the future of society is a non-working society, is a society that has it's kind of its time on its hands, is because it's coming. There's no guesswork. They're not trying to sell you anything. There's no pitch here. They have it. In fact, what they're trying to do is set the landing. They're trying to hey man, let me put these cushions down because shit's gonna go. You're gonna be losing your jobs, even the ones you love. Doctors are going to be losing their job. Dude, there was a guy, they just did this fucking surgery, a remote surgery, right? It wasn't the AI that did the surgery, but it's going to be. Surgeons, Angela, are going to be replaced. Surgeons are going to be replaced. Like, we're talking about fucking every industry is going to be so massively disrupted by AI in the next 10 years. It's just not, there's no way around it.
I think it's a huge issue for malpractice lawsuits because like I've been saying a few times, it's like AI can't be held accountable for making decisions or choices or doing bad work. Like they're
being sued right now.
It's a data model. So who's responsible if the surgery fucks up, or who's responsible if?
But you're giving him a legal opinion that can't be possibly true because it hasn't gone through the courts, and so it's not true that AI can't be held responsible. Because just like the operator of a car or the operator of any other kind of device that is man-made but not organic can be held liable by it. I mean, it's the old it's not the gun, it's the person holding it that shoots it. So it's the same idea. So yes, AI or the owners of AI are still going to be held accountable. We see it now with these people where AI are literally like breaking their brains and causing them to do things like take their own lives. That these companies are being held, to account, or at least being asked to be held to account, right? There's lawsuits filed.
Right. It's tough. It's a tough situation.
Well, that's the way it is. I mean, it's just the way it is. Just fuck it.
I'm also curious, like, why do you care if I think that it's a bubble that's going to burst and that it's not going to go anywhere? Well, you seem like you really, really want to convince me.
I'm not trying to convince you of anything. What I'm trying to say is that I believe that we need to live in reality. And I think that it's very unrealistic and fantastical to think that AI can be stopped. I think it's fantastic. I think if you're busy,
what difference does it make if
let me answer the question. Let me answer this question because it's a good one. I think that if your time is being wasted on the idea of trying to reject something that cannot be rejected, rather than your time being, steadfast on how am I going to deal with it. And it's not you in particular, but I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it seems to me like if you listen to vinyl and you're happy listening to vinyl and everybody's like, oh, dude, you need a CD player. Like, you don't have to get a CD player. You've been functioning just fine listening to your vinyl.
Okay, well, I'm not talking about vinyl.
Okay, but you're saying that I have to accept it, and I certainly don't because I don't need to use it, and it doesn't have to be a part of my life.
On our own live about it.
Well, I'm just curious about where this perspective is coming from. You seem like you want to convince me that it's here to stay.
I don't have to convince you.
Why.
There's nothing to convince you of. It is here to stay. There's nothing to convince you of. It's like saying I'm trying to convince you that the sky is blue during the day.
But it's a different question.
It's really not, because AI is going nowhere. The reason I brought up the 300 million jobs is to simply express how big AI is now. Right now, every single major corporation, every single oligarch right now is creating and devising and revising their systems to incorporate AI and unincorporate human interaction and workers.
I saw this graph.
That's what's happening.
I saw this graph of the AI usage during the school year, and then during summer break, it completely dropped off. And they were like, oh my God,
people cheating.
This entire industry is being propped up by colleges, by American universities.
Yeah. And it also then that's going to render education completely fucking null and void, because if people are going to go through not getting educated.
I know.
Then, and also the other thing
is, it's going to cost as much when they're not even being taught by professors.
And a lot of people don't even know what to do in school anymore, because they already know that this existential threat of AI taking over everything. So they're sitting there going, so what am I supposed to accrue a bunch of debt right now and do that for a job that's going to be replaced by a robot in 3 to 5 years?
Yeah.
What the fuck am I supposed to do here?
Right.
So anyway, the only reason I'm being emphatic about it is just because AI is here to stay. And I think that the concentration should be on, sort of setting yourself up for the kind of life that you want to live. Like, a good example of that is just what you said. I'm going to listen to vinyl. I mean, that's a very, very small, because it's a bigger deal. Like, for example, I'm going to use AI to do some of my auto cutting. Like some of the AI.
Okay, but people are using ChatGPT to make a fucking grocery list. Like, I don't need to do that, right? I don't need to do any of the things that people are using. No. I can write my own emails.
Everybody's going to use it differently.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to use any of this shit, because every time I think about every prompt uses something like 15 bottles of water or some shit for every single prompt that you ask it. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to participate in that.
I never got into the depth of this yet, because it really, it's sort of out of my depth, but fusion energy is around the corner. Major milestones have been broken on fusion energy.
Okay.
I don't know what's funny about that.
Well, people are using AI now that is just
I understand that
draining
I understand
resources.
That we're using coal energy now, but fusion energy is around the corner. Mm-hmm. And fusion energy is going to change the way the planet functions on energy issues. So I think that it's quite likely that we have a situation where they're, remember that the people, who some people like to refer to as like the Illuminati, the oligarchical class, they're the ones making decisions based on things that they know that we don't, in terms of like 10-year out stuff, 5-year out stuff.
Do you know anything about the Illuminati conspiracies?
Not enough to talk about now.
No, me neither. I think I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, I know what an oligarchy is. Like, that's apparent, right? I know what a kleptocracy is. Like, we're learning all about that. And I know about like these other, I don't know anything about these like secret societies, I think it's interesting.
Yeah. Eventually, I don't either. And, I don't know. Yeah. But eventually,
who knows if they even exist, right?
Eventually, we're all going to be on fusion power. We're going to have basically unlimited and very cheap power on this earth. The fusion plants that they're planning on building, and literally they're like 10 years out. Like, I think they're saying by between 33 and 35, they're expecting the first fusion reactor to go live. And when it does, it has something like a 50,000 year shelf life or something on the reactor, and life expectancy is 50,000 years, and it's crystal like perfectly clean energy. It's like there's no it's like clean. Like,
I don't know anything about that.
I'm just reading.
We definitely have like gotten burned by those assurances before, like, in all the decades that they've been trying to put forward these like newfangled energy production methods. Like, they're like, oh, totally clean, no pollution, and then you just find like the hidden vat of fucking radioactive pollution. You know? They're like, oh, don't look over there, it's fine, that's not us.
Cosmic energy is moving on to the more important and
more pressing topics.
Do you guys think that Taylor's record breaking is impressive, despite her releasing a billion different versions of the same album? If I may begin with this, I will say that Taylor Swift is brilliant. She's not making, first of all, my understanding is that all of the records have the same music. So they're just different stylings of the same record.
Oh, there's a bunch of artists that do this too. I didn't know this, but there's a ton of like pop stars where they'll release albums and then they'll have all these different versions of it.
It's accessorizing. She knows her audience. By the way, her audience is primarily 24 to 32, basically, according to AMC at least. The women, it was 76% women in the audience for the Taylor Swift, release event in AMC theaters. 76% of them were women, and the majority of those were 24 to 30 years old. So younger women are definitely her demo. So interestingly enough, as far as do I think it's impressive? It's mind-boggling. It's not just impressive; it's literally mind-boggling. She put her fucking record up in theaters, and it made $33 million in a weekend.
That's
Coldplay
amazing.
did it. Coldplay did it. They made $500,000. Like, Coldplay was when they were massive. I think it was $1 million. Look it up. But Coldplay did it, and they did no business. And they did this whole theatrical
I never
thing.
even heard of it. Yeah.
Fucking no business, bro. And Taylor Swift did $33 million. It's beyond impressive. The fact that she's got, the thing about her records, I watched as Tortured Poets was wholly rejected by all these, oh, fucking crap. And now it's beloved. So this record, I think, might have a very similar fate. We will see. But no, I mean, it's brilliant, dude, to have all these different accessories. It's not like there'll be the odd fan that'll be like, I have to have one of everything. And if they've got the kind of surplus in their life that they can buy one of everything so that they can adore their fan, all the power to you. But most people are just going to buy the record that they think it's like Pokemon, bro. You're going to be pink or you're going to be red, or whatever it is, red and blue or red and white or whatever the fuck it was.
You know about Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon used to put out, and they still do. They put out 2 versions of the same game.
Okay.
And you choose when you buy which kind of Pokemon, whatever. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's like Pokemon White versus Pokemon.
Are they different?
No, they're just different starting
colors.
characters or whatever. So white is like, I don't know if it's like good versus evil. It's just 2 different types of characters that you start the game with, but it's basically the same game.
Damon Child says, do you know what
it's Demon Child.
Demon Child said, do you know what kakistocracy is? Because I was saying oligarchy and then kleptocracy, and kakistocracy is like people who are just not qualified to hold these positions of power. They're just like dilettantes, idiots.
Here it is.
Kakist.
I got it. You know, hey, man. I know how to use AI.
Damon Child's
government by the least suitable or competent citizens of the state. Well, that's what we have now.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, almost
we have a delightfully flavorful mixture of all three at the same time. A little essence of this and that, you know, to make us all feel extra doom. It's
kakistocracy is every Republican state I've ever lived in. I'm living in one right now, and my buddy, he's not my buddy. I don't even talk to him anymore. I don't even know why I call him that. Not my buddy. He's a Trump supporter. Now, honestly, that's just not my buddy. Not my kind of, you know, whatever. This fucking guy says to me that government is nothing but, incompetence. It's just incompetence to the nth degree. Literally nothing the government will ever do, in this man's opinion, will ever amount to anything of any value, because they're the most destructive, useless force in the and then they vote.
I know, and you're like, why are you still voting for the same people? That's how Ted Cruz gets in.
That's how these fucking people get in, because they've conceded.
The system
tapped out.
The government is broken, but you're gonna keep putting these people back to work. The same people.
I can't fucking believe this guy. I'm like, well, why'd you vote for Kemp then? Why did you vote for him? Did you think he was the best candidate? Like, what? I don't understand the hypocrisy in what you're saying.
Maybe your party's not good at running shit.
Government can't do anything. I cast my vote for thee.
I know. It's weird.
Like, I just don't even understand. Like, if that's the way you're feeling, why are you going to the polls?
Yeah.
What are you doing at the fucking, like, if you're anyway, so that's why I think a what? See here. I don't fucking know anymore. I'm not very good at pronouncing.
Did they not have the pronunciation there?
Yeah, but I don't have my glasses on, see?
Oh, kakistocracy, I think.
Kakistocracy is what we have now, more or less, isn't it? Taylor's emotionally stunted at 15 years of age.
Guilty Angel's not a fan, I don't think.
No, she doesn't like her. I like her a lot.
She never left the goddamn bleachers at high school.
Well, maybe she didn't, you know.
That's a funny joke, Guilty Angel.
Yeah, Guilty's pretty funny. Taylor is brilliant, though. She is brilliant. I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious, like... I mean, it's okay not to like somebody, but to deny the obvious is a little weird.
I also think that if you're a full-grown adult and you want to write a song about never leaving the bleachers in high school, then you're entitled to do that, and it's actually a super enjoyable thing to
Walt Disney drew cartoons until he died. But she's obviously fucking brilliant. I mean, you can't. I'm always like interesting. Like, it's always interesting to me. It's like one thing to be critical. It's one thing to be like, hey. And there's nothing to hate. And like, what use is hate? Like I can't deny, the success of all the different bands that I absolutely have no use for. Like the Spice Girls, to me, were the biggest waste of time on the planet. But they sold out everything. Like right. I can go down the list of like the most useless music I've ever believed in.
This is what I started
New
out
Kids
saying.
on the Block. I was like, how fucking useless is that?
No, I know. This is what I started out saying, that the conservatives like tend to fucking forget this like very, very fundamental thing that we learn about media literacy, is that you have to understand when something's not made for you.
Yeah, that's it. It's just not made for you.
Yeah, I don't like the Spice Girls, but they're not making music for me.
No, because
they're doing their little performances for a whole fan base that I'm not involved in.
Dude, I was fucking banging my head to Judas Priest. An absolutely loathed band by most people, So I'm not offended, Guilty Angel. I don't care that you don't like Taylor. Like I honestly don't care that you don't like Taylor. I only just started liking her because I never bothered to look at her, frankly. I just hear about her and be like, oh, kids these days, because it's just not something that would have ever appealed to me. And something got me into it. One of you guys got me into it. It was probably Delicate, actually.
I was first curious about Taylor Swift when I read an article by a prisoner who said that he really that her music really got him through the ordeal of being imprisoned, and that a bunch of other inmates and him used to bond over Taylor Swift at the penitentiary.
I think it would be like one of the most. I think that's like how
it's a super great article.
Like 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Like how haunting that music is.
Yeah.
I think if I was in the shower of a prison, somebody sang any Taylor Swift song whatsoever, it would have that chilling effect on me. Like if there was like a big like inmate you started singing like, I don't know, pick a fucking song,
probably
whatever.
Make you laugh.
No, dude, I think I would be terrified. That would be like a horror film.
It'd be like menacing. That's funny. She'd probably really like to hear that.
Anyway, the debate about whether Taylor Swift is brilliant or not isn't, to me, debatable. I think she is brilliant. I think anyone denying that she's brilliant is in a state of denial. To say you don't like her, to say to say you think she's fake, or any other criticisms you can have, that makes sense to me. But this woman put out a fucking 89-minute nothing. Nobody even knows how to describe it. They're like, it's got behind the scenes, it's got a video at the end, it's got like interviews or whatever. They don't even know what to call it. It was just a cinematic event, and to draw $33 million off of that cinematic event is just such an extraordinary.
It's basically like the DVD bonus materials of her album.
What? I mean, that's incomprehensibly huge. Nobody is that big. There's just nobody else on the planet that can do that. You remember, this isn't like Leonardo DiCaprio. He like, this guy opens up movies. It's the movie. Do you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, he might be the star in one of the draws, but everyone's like, a good example is this one that fell off so heavily, one battle after another, partly because he fell off. So I guess it's kind of not.
So it fell off. So I thought it was still making a shit ton of money.
I'm very curious to see what it does this weekend. I mean, it made $10 million last weekend. I mean, Taylor Swift fucks shit up. We'll see how it goes. Was
there any more that you wanted to say about that movie?
Which one?
One Battle After Another.
No, I have never seen it.
No. You put it on your thumbnail. I didn't know whether you had talked about what you wanted to say.
Well, it's just that it's under attack by the right.
Do you know what they're saying?
That's because they don't like Leo.
Okay, but what are they saying about it?
Well, I think they're just that it's like, I told you, they think it's irresponsible filmmaking because it's about overcoming fascism. And so, I don't know what it's about because I haven't fucking seen it, have I?
It's about revolutionaries who are fighting the militarized government. Yeah. The Sean Penn's character is called like he's like Sergeant Lockjaw or something like that. It's such a cartoon. I'm sure it's brilliant.
The movie?
I'm sure.
It's PTA. They're calling it his best movie. It's probably pretty good. Yeah. By the way, Bret Easton Ellis, which Cosmic Urgency was about yesterday, he had something to say about it. And that is how I learned that he's a conservative.
Bret Easton Ellis?
He's a conservative, and he's like right-wingy kind of conservative guy, yeah. So I just actually...
well, he's like a rich kid, right?
Yeah, I don't know much about him. I mean, I don't know much about him.
He writes about rich kids.
Yeah, so maybe he's a rich kid. I mean, he was 18 years old and whatever, wrote a book that hit, right? Wasn't he 20 or something when...
Yeah, he was really young.
Less Than Zero hit?
Yeah. Yo, bro.
I stopped idolizing Eddie Vedder only after last year, after watching 2 podcasts with Dave Abruzzi, one of the drummers. Was he the one that just... was he the one that just retired?
I don't know.
Why? What happened, Matteo? What did he do? What did Eddie do?
Eddie Vedder did something?
I don't idolize Eddie Vedder, but he's definitely one of my favorites.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if he's a Republican? That would be so weird.
Seeing all
I
these
would never suspect it.
I know, like all these fucking conservatives that you don't expect.
No way.
You're just like, what? Why? Like Bret Easton Ellis. Like, well, I guess it's different for me because it's like, I guess the problem with, and that's the other thing, it's like people don't know. He was being criticized, Bret Easton Ellis, for what he had said because he called the movie leftist. And and then some of the critics of his statements were like, I don't think this guy fucking knows what a leftist is. No. Because he also used liberal, I guess, somewhere.
Oh, yeah, interchangeably. And interchangeably. You're like, then you don't know what you're talking about.
Definitely not interchangeable. And so this guy, in fact, which I really appreciated because he gave more definition for me on the difference between liberals and leftists. Because he really said, like, you can look at liberal as centrists, really. They're really just centrists right now. Like, a liberal is really just a centrist. They're not really, like, waving one way or another or swaying one way or another deeply. Whereas leftists are move toward more socialism, communism, and, these more controversial government structures.
Mainstream everywhere else, but controversial here. Yeah. Yep. I know. Somehow this one country is the one that can't figure it out. Matteo said that Dave just gave another POV about him, the fakeness of Eddie.
That sucks. God, fucking every one of them suck, bro.
Fakeness?
What is the fakeness?
Also, if you're a big celebrity and somebody thinks that you're fake, it's probably because you were being fake in that moment because you don't want to deal with like the constant. I feel like there's probably a lack of privacy and like personal space that people have to cope with a lot when they're a celebrity, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like they probably put on a fake face,
Well,
smile.
I think a lot of it also is like you creating an image with your fucking team, you know, like, hey, let's sit down and let's have a conversation with, you know, with Dale about who Dale is out there, not who Dale is at home, not who Dale is morally and principally.
Right.
The Dale that people are going to purchase. And then they create this thing that is the thing you're going to purchase, which will have that, which may embody some of those things, those principles and those values that you really care about, but also might incorporate things for the benefit of an image and less for, you know, for reasons important to the individual. And that's really fucked up. But that happens all the time.
Yeah, I also think that it's possible that somebody could just be really paranoid. Like imagine talking to an old friend that you were in a band with and you aren't getting the same exact person that they were because, you know, whatever, they're not conducting their part of the conversation like you expect. And then all of a sudden you think they're being fake. And then you go around telling everybody they're being fake, but it's all in your head because you're just paranoid. Because you think for some reason they don't like you or whatever. So they were being fake with you, but it didn't actually happen. Like, that's also a fucking possibility.
Guilty said, maybe go on Candace's show. I just like feel like, you know, I thought about it today. I did. You know why I thought about it? This is what I mean. This is how things happen, bro.
Have you ever listened to her talk?
Candace Owens? Not really. I mean,
it's hard.
I've heard like her. Yeah, but I mean, for me, it's just, it'd be like, it's a book about Leonardo DiCaprio totally ruining my life and showing how kind of a fucking terrible person he is. And I think everyone should read it. Yeah.
Great interview, Dale.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks to you. Thanks to you too. Okay, Candace, I'm gonna go kill myself. Bye bye. Candace Owens, man, I can't do it. I can't.
Of course not, dude.
I can't do it.
No, you'd have to sit down and be like, okay, first things first. Why don't you believe in dinosaurs?
I thought about it today too, because like today, and the reason is because, and this is what I mean in terms of like, and I lost my way there for a second, but this is what I mean about like people who have influence, man. I watched this thing with Trevor Noah, and Trevor Noah said, I wouldn't go and do a show in Saudi Arabia unless the money was stupid. And then here we go. Like, here we go. And if you recall, my first outburst about Bill Burr going to Saudi Arabia was, why does money have to ruin everything?
Yeah, no.
Why does it have to ruin everyone?
No, I know.
Because there's Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah was doing that whole bit where he was like, because, you know, you come back and you get some, you get some pushback, somebody criticizes you, and then you just think in your mind like, oh, okay, well, I made such and such amount of money, and so it's worth it. I already paid for this criticism. This criticism is already paid for. You know, and I was like, that's not how you conduct yourself morally, bro. Like you either have like values or you have no values.
Yeah, or you don't. Or you have
like,
compromising
your values
values.
Aren't supposed to be for sale.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not.
Well, you can have compromising values. Like in a video game, you can have values that are your like if I were going to build
like your
a character profile,
yeah.
You'd be like, you can have these like staple values and principles that can't be moved, but then you can have these ones that are variable and influenced by desire, outward, influences and these kinds of things. But
I don't know,
because
man.
people do have flexible values.
I can't fucking relate to that.
I'll give you a good example. This guy calls me up and he says, hey, let me ask you something. What would you do? And I was like, what? What's going on? He says, I got a fucking unexpected payment for $400 today. And I don't know, man. It's not mine. This guy.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. And he hit me up. He's like, hey, I think I mistakenly sent you $400. I don't know how I did that. Can you send it back so I can send it to the right person? I'm thinking about keeping it. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What do you mean you're thinking about keeping it?
It changed your opinion of this person forever.
Yeah, that was it. He was a rap. I literally finished my friendship with him. Listen, dude, if $400 is all it takes for you to compromise,
yeah,
Like that's it.
That's a small
it.
amount of money.
That's a nickel in the piggy bank, buddy. I gotta get the fuck away from you, bro. If you can be bought for $400, if your morals and principles can be sold for $400.
If someone contacts you and says, "Hey, you have money that doesn't belong to you. It actually belongs to me," and you keep it, that means you're a fucking thief. You know?
You're a thief.
So like, I'm not gonna be friends with a fucking thief.
Yeah, you're an amoral thief. And that was it. It was a wrap. I never wanted to talk to him again, and I eventually squeezed him out of my life. It took me a couple of weeks, but then it was just like gone. Never spoke to him again. No, I don't want to be anywhere near somebody who's willing to take somebody's money who innocently and mistakenly sent it to them. I'll tell you, I learned this lesson when I was very young, and I was a bad kid when I was young. The reason I was a bad kid was because I was heavily abused. I mean, massively abused. And I didn't know until later how much it had really screwed up my childhood. But now knowing that it was there, well, it was the realization of that was really the most progress that I experienced in my life. And the most healing I experienced in my life was recognizing that I was in this like bubble where abuse, terrible mental, physical, sexual abuse was my daily life, practically. It was my daily life. And so it corrupted my brain, like completely corrupted my way of thinking. I was a child. It was just such corruption. And so here's how I learned the lesson about this $400 lesson. I learned it very young. I was probably, I don't know, maybe I was 13 years old or something. And I was at the IGA. It's a grocery store. Do they have IGAs here?
No.
It's a grocery store in Canada called IGA. The reason I ask is because we have Safeway up there.
Right.
And I saw a woman open up her wallet and a folded up roll of money fell out. And I saw where it fell. And I just watched her pay with her credit card or whatever it was that she paid with. And I just kept my eye on that money. And then she walked out and went away. And I just kind of picked it up, put it in my pocket. And I walked out after paying my groceries in the normal way. And I counted it. It was $90. And I was like, holy fuck, dude. $90 fucking dollars. And then it hit me, dude. Like I was just sitting there and it just hit me. And I was like, it's not your money, you fuckface. This is somebody else's money. She's going to have a really bad day. She's going to open up that wallet. She's going to see that money's gone. She's probably going to panic. In fact, I said to myself at the time, it's probably folded up in this way because it's meant for somebody or something. It's probably put aside money, Dale. And you had the opportunity to give it to somebody who it belonged to, and instead you took it for yourself. And I went through this process of like severe guilt.
You're like, I'm a piece of shit.
I spent the money though. I'm not going to lie. I spent the money.
Yeah, because she was gone, right?
I wasn't going to get fired because she was gone. She was in a car. It was gone. I had committed a moral crime, but I felt it. I felt it. And I think that it's, if you can't feel those things, if those moments happen and you don't feel them, that's how you, I think, become, or that's how whatever bad has been sort of rubbed off on you in your adolescence as you're growing in your formative years.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that's how it solidifies.
Maybe that's why that guy called you, was because he could sense the chirping of his like little inner Jiminy Cricket, like the like whispering of his conscience being like, don't take that money, it's not yours.
I was like,
so he had to call you about it and like talk it over.
I did not waste a minute. I was like, dude,
you give that back.
You give that guy fucking his money back,
say?
bro. Well, I said to him, I was like, how would you feel if you mistakenly sent somebody $400 and they didn't send it back to you? How would that make you feel? What would you think of them? What kind of fucking message did you send to the universe about that individual who said, fuck you, your loss? Mm-hmm. Just curious.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to get the money back. And I was like, yeah, you should. Really shouldn't have been a thought.
Shouldn't have been a fucking question.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been a thought. Like, even if the thought occurred to you, holy fuck, free $400, immediately the next thought should have been, well, it's actually not mine, is it?
Yeah, or like as soon as somebody sent you the message and you're like, oh, this isn't just like lost money.
So since we're on this moral dilemma, because here's one I always have. Because like here I am in a situation now where if I were faced with the same circumstances and I saw fucking somebody drop their money, I pick it up and give it to them. In fact, that's happened time and again.
Yeah.
Since. Not exactly like that, but you follow. So here's the moral dilemma. Because this one fucking fucks with my brain a little bit. You're walking on a trail that you normally walk on. It's not a very busy trail. You hike there often. And you see a duffel bag. Oh, what the fuck is that? You open up the duffel bag. Oh, yeah, that's stacks of money right there. Holy shit. You spend a couple minutes with it and you just by glancing, fuck, there might be $100,000 there. Do you call the police and turn the money in its entirety? Do you not tell anybody, just pick up that bag, walk home with that bag and sort through your moral dilemma? Or do you take some of the money and report the rest of the money stolen or found to the authorities? What would you do? There and I want to sweeten the pot. Whatever decision you make, you will never be held accountable to. In other words, if you were to walk away with the money, you're scot-free. What would you do? What would you do? Here's your moral dilemma.
To me, it's not a moral dilemma.
It is a moral dilemma.
No,
because
it's
by
like
law, you're required to report that.
You said so. This isn't a fantasy world where whatever choice I make, there's no consequences.
Oh, I didn't
That's what
say
you
that.
Said?
I said that you're
never going to be held to
accountable for taking the money. I didn't say there weren't any consequences. That's between you and your
What's the difference?
Gods.
What's the difference? I'm never going to be held accountable for taking the money.
I'm talking about it being a moral dilemma. So I just sweeten the pot by saying,
if I see a duffel bag
full of money
in the park, like on a fucking trail,
well, maybe it's not. Just you found.
I'm like, that's a drop point. There's two criminals who understand where that bag has been left and where it needs to be picked up. And if it's missing, they're going to go looking for who fucking took it. So I'd be like, I'm not going to fucking put a target on my back by messing with what is obviously a plan in motion.
You've completely circumvented the moral dilemma. You've circumvented the moral dilemma with fear. So let me try not to circumvent it.
This isn't like the...
let me try not to circumvent
this isn't like the trolley question, right?
Let me revise it so that I can get
Trolley
past
dilemma.
this circumvention that you just created. Okay. You've come across. You've gone fishing, right? You and I went fishing.
Oh, and we pulled up a bag of money?
And we threw our cast in and we're like, what the fuck is this? And we pull it in.
Yeah.
And it's a bag of money. We open it up. It's in plastic. We rip it open. I look over at you and I say, Angela, there might be a fucking $100,000 there.
Oh, yeah, that's ours for sure.
That's yours.
Yeah, I'm not going to fucking report it to the police.
Okay.
If it comes from the bottom, did you ever see those videos of people on like, I don't know if it was like Miami or some beach where all these bricks of cocaine start washing up on the shore.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh my God, like everybody knows what it is. And then one guy's brave enough to go up with a bag and start like taking the bricks and ran off with a bunch.
Did he?
Yes.
He was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because he's like, nobody's gonna be able to account for all of these. This is an accident.
I'll auction this off in the worst. That's one where I walk away. Just because I know that I'm going to get like...
Well, because I wouldn't know what to fucking do.
As soon as you're like, hey, I got to move a kilo of something.
No, of course not. Dude, that's not for me. That's a job for somebody else.
Dude, that's like that's a meeting I don't want to take.
I'm not trying to ruin my fucking life.
It's not like you can go and like meet at the cop station where you're going to fucking sell your guitar, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's like, okay, yeah, meet me at the police station.
Yeah, you can't put up like
exchange.
a Craigslist ad.
Right.
Found a few kilos. Anybody want one?
That's definitely... That one's an easy one for me. I'll walk away from any kind of a... like.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But if it was like... If it was like lost money... that wasn't obviously being meant to be found. I mean, if you're talking about like a duffel bag set on the side of a trail, I'm like, okay, that's a drop point. Like, you don't want to fuck with that because somebody might be watching.
I get it. I mean, I fucked up that. I fucked that one up because I gave that option as you found money, you would take it.
I definitely wouldn't report it to the police. No, because the thing is too, is like, if it's...
That's how the whole fucking weird movie starts, right? You don't report it to the police. And all of a sudden, like...
Well, I personally don't believe the police protects anybody.
Well...
So...
I was talking more about the moral dilemma. I'm not getting into the bloody politics.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't report it. I don't know that the police are even looking for it. So I wouldn't, like, open up a case on somebody else's behalf.
Because, well, just the law requires you to report it.
If there's money found,
yes, if you find money in excess of a certain amount,
case, I would obviously do what is lawful just for the purposes of this discussion on a podcast that people can listen to. I would definitely never break the law.
No, we can talk about pretending to break the law in the future. It's not a problem. What are you talking about? You can't. We still can't be arrested for the idea of a crime.
If I couldn't find who it belonged to, I would take found money. Yes. If I didn't know it belonged to anybody and I didn't expect somebody to come looking for it, then that's mine. But you know, I watched No Country for Old Men. I know the shit ends badly. You know what I mean?
Simple Plan.
Simple Plan. I watched that movie too. There's a bunch of movies where the shit ends badly. You know?
Sam Mendes, right, on that one? Yes. And anyway, it's just because legally you're supposed to turn that money in. And it's always just, I've always thought about it.
Yeah, that's what they'd want you to do.
You know,
hey, everybody, we're the cops, okay?
Hey, I found $250,000.
We take a 30% of every city budget and more because we always run out of money. But if you guys ever find any money, make sure you bring it directly to us.
The problem with that is you've got to launder it now.
Me?
Yeah, if you find
no
$250,000,
fucking problem.
You got to launder it.
No problem.
You got to do. We just saw. It was Chris Walken in that movie. He went to the car. He bought the car for $5,000 in cash.
Yeah.
Then he walked over and sold it to the car dealer across the street for $4,500.
Yep.
And now the money is gone. It's
That's
laundered.
Smart.
I'm not sure I understand that though.
Money laundering?
That version of it. I understand I understand generally what it means, but never mind. Okay, never mind.
I think you just have to have a business that's like a cash business, okay? And then you just put a little bit extra every day. And then it gets put through as if it's legitimate payments. Yeah. I think that's what the money laundering does. Like, have you ever seen those like little kiosk restaurants or something, or like little strip mall restaurants, and there's never any business and there's never any, like, they don't obviously aren't an operating business, but they still exist and they for years and years and years, and you're like, who the fuck are they feeding?
Yeah.
It's just money laundering. They just act like a successful restaurant. It doesn't matter. They just have a storefront.
Nick's wife is, her father is a cop, and he's a good cop. And his job is cosmic, and she's like, sure. Well, look, it's just one of those industries, dude. You know, if you're a car salesman, you get the stigma. If you're a real estate agent, you get the stigma. And if you're a cop, you get the stigma. It's just an unfortunate part of the stigma. Do I believe that there are good cops in the world? I absolutely know there are.
I think the problem exists in that the bad cop can do so much damage to somebody's life that they never know whether they're encountering. It's like, okay, so you have to jump into a pit of snakes. And you know that there are some really venomous snakes that could end your life. But there's also some snakes that, you know, maybe they'll bite you, but they won't actually harm you. And then there's some that won't bite at all. But you're still being made to jump into a pit of snakes. You're going to be really fucking scared because you don't know. And I think I think whenever anybody's like, they dislike cops generally, they're just going on that where they're like, you just never know whether you're going to encounter somebody that's going to ruin your life, you know?
Well, that's the real problem. And look, the real issue is the profession and not the person. So it's about the cop profession, and it's not really about the person. And the unfortunate thing about the person as it relates to the profession is that so many get in and end up corrupt through the pressure of the imbalance of corrupt versus uncorrupt in the force or in most forces. And I'm obviously generalizing, but we can see it. We can see it on the street. We can see it in the way that things go, down. And
I don't think there's anybody that distrusts cops that thinks that there cannot exist a good cop.
Yeah, we know
I'm
we know
pretty sure
cops.
Everybody recognizes that there's good cops. It's
absolutely sure of it.
There's the power imbalance is just so bonkers.
The problem is trust, and there is none. And the other problem is, part of the reason why there's no trust is because cops, look, they're not well supported by whatever municipality or governing body hires them. They don't get in my opinion, cops get, it's just too easy to become a cop around here, bro. 6 months later, you're on the street with a weapon. 6 months or whatever it is, you know, what's the average? Let's find out, just so that I'm not just talking shit, but how long do police train for?
Yeah, there's also a lot of cops that do really bad things and then just get transferred to.
Yeah, it's a half a year, 27 weeks. So 6 months of training, and these people are essentially the most important people walking the street.
The most dangerous.
The most dangerous. And this is the problem. So you get your good cops, you get your cops who work really hard and, you know, try to do everything by the book and make sure everything, you know, they're actually, you know, working to their oath, you know, like truly. But the problem is the overall. The overall is just so big. It's just so. And look, cops are necessary. On the other hand, like you take away police and you have a. Let me tell you, this country without cops. I mean, there was a time they had to deputize people just in order to like bring law and order, because gangs would walk in and just take towns out, dude. Just take them out.
I know it, but it's just like a misapplication of good funding. This mosquito's hunting me. Like, for instance, like it'd be really nice if there was some way that people could prevent crime instead of just like, your place gets robbed and then you call a cop and they haven't actually prevented the crime. They're not going to find anybody that did it. Like, you just file a police report hoping that your shit turns up,
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of those things. It's like, it would be really cool if maybe like some of that funding for the police department went to social services that maybe could prevent people from wanting to burglarize in the first place. You know what I mean?
I do.
Because people only do that when they're poor and desperate.
Yes.
I think the vast majority of people who were in prison for those kinds of crimes ended up there because they were desperate. I don't think that there's obviously going to be some like opportunistic criminals who are just doing it for the fucking thrill, but I feel like that's a real minority. I don't know. It's not, I don't have all the answers, but I feel like the way that things are going, or the way that things have been, it just seems like it's a punitive justice system instead of like a restorative, like preventative, situation.
Well, it is punitive. I mean, clearly. It's so you're right. May I change the topic?
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad your dad is a good cop. It's really important. I mean, we need good cops. So, and look, I mean, I'm glad that good cops stick around because they're living in and working under the shadow of really like, a reputation of ill repute, So it's like, if there's any hope for that section of the world to get straight, it's going to be because there are good cops in there. So the more the merrier. And so thank your dad for his good service, because that's a big deal. That Donald Trump had been, trying to get the Nobel Peace Prize. Like, let me tell you, man, I've never seen anyone shamelessly shield for themselves to get an award. This fucking like, oh my God, it's so bad. It's over, thank God. But it was really since Leo's Oscar for The Revenant. Like Leo was bad. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Like Leo was bad, dude. Like this guy
like embarrassed himself
publicly begging for an Oscar.
I know.
It was the fucking most humiliating thing I had ever seen an actor do. And De Niro did it, by the way. De Niro did it way back when, I remember, because he'd been nominated however many times, never won. And I can't remember which nomination it was. It might have been Cape Fear, but it was like one of those where he got nominated and he just put out this whole campaign about how he's been nominated, never won. How is it it's a fucking tragedy that this guy who's such an American icon could have been overlooked. In the same way that Jay-Z, after, Beyonce won whatever it was, 30 fucking thousand Grammys, wasn't happy because she never won Album of the Year.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I know.
You guys are fucking weird, bro. Well, anyway, so Donald Trump desperately trying to become a Nobel Peace Prize winner. And they have very high standards. There's no way he meets them. There is a possibility. I mean, Henry Kissinger got one. So it's not like they're without the capability of giving monsters awards. They've done it before.
Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah, they gave that to Henry
Kissinger.
They sure did. And there's I can go into the story behind it if you want to.
No, thanks.
But there's always this underhanded thing. Jimmy Carter got one, so it's not like they just give it to bad people, obviously. Anyway, Donald Trump begging for it publicly, and he's completely destroyed the world, and everyone can see it. I mean, he's fucking made the entire world. He just imposed 100% tariffs again on China today, causing the stock exchange to dip nearly 1,000 points in one of its biggest drops in recent history, which is just his buddies getting a new dip to buy. And what's interesting about it is that the committee, the Nobel Prize committee, I don't know who they are, the people who do it, the guys with the magic wands. And I'm not talking Kelsey here, and I'm talking...
Fuck.
They gave it to Maria Corina Machado, who is opposition to, what's his name? What's his name? The guy in Venezuela?
Maduro?
Maduro.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think it's Maduro. Maduro.
I'm super ignorant about.
No, you did it. I think you did it.
About international politics and leaders and
That's
everything.
okay. Well, we hey, we got our problems, right? Anyway,
I'm just guessing though. Is that true?
Yes, it's Maduro or Madura or whatever. So Maria Corina Machado wins for her fight for democracy in Venezuela. She, in 2013, was was running in opposition to Maduro, or if that is his real name, and the Supreme Court there withdrew her candidacy. They took her out, and she had to go into exile.
Oh.
Her, like, many of her family members have been murdered.
Oh, no.
Like, just like all kinds of bad shit. Like, this woman has been through it, dude. And the entire time that she'd been through this, there's this great photo of her. It's on the thumbnail. If you want to see it, I can like whip it up and throw it up here too. There's a great photo of her. She's speaking with supporters trying to free Venezuela. And there's this great photo where she's looking up to the sky, and there's this look on her face, which you can see is just, like, look what I'm fighting for. It's really, really emotional to me. It's like beautiful, really, because, we carry the memories of our ancestors. We carry the memories of our loved ones. Some of us with pride, and then also with reverence and with care, and obviously in with love. But to have, like, they killed her family because she wouldn't give herself up. Like, her family was killed because of her fight to free Venezuela. Like, it's an amazing story. This is really quite a story. This woman's historical.
It's so
historically
awesome,
important.
because I didn't hear about her before this Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
So that's great that they're amplifying her message.
But she was given it, and this would have been the prize that Donald Trump was lobbying for. But it gets better. So he doesn't get the prize. She does. Fucking the world over is happy about who got the prize. This is a woman who not only deserves this recognition, but by giving her this recognition, again, attention can be put on Venezuela and the very dire circumstances that Venezuelans find themselves under. And the comment section under this was just absolutely horrifying on the one hand, enlightening on the other, because it was Venezuelans and they were talking about it. Boy, they sounded just like they went through the exact same thing we're going through. This is what they went through, what we're going through right now. They're like, dude, we lost it like that. And now the only way out is if we have a revolution. That's it. They're like, it's wrap. We're locked in. We can't get out of this.
That sounds so painful.
And their lives are horrible.
Yeah.
They're like, there's people describing the life of a Venezuelan under this Maduro regime, and it's horrible. And anyway, it's a fucking incredible win on the one hand, an incredible loss on the other. But what got a little juicy is I found out today that Marco Rubio was like one of the main dudes behind her nomination. He pushed for her. He's been doing some things that made me go, fuck, dude. Again, he's like these conservatives that are like coming around. Like, and this is what I'm hoping for, right? I'm really hoping that, because what happened when Donald Trump came along, right? There was always the right and the left, and there was always the extreme right and the extreme left, leftist to the far right, so on and so forth. There's always this, and there'll always be that.
Like, extreme left is always people just being like, yeah, I think people should be housed and have food. It's like,
I'm not trying to compare or get into that political argument. I'm just saying
like
that those things have always existed. But what made that far right so powerful, and what really kind of fucked things up, was Donald Trump's rise to power. Right? Oh man, I forgot where I was going with that. God damn it.
You were talking about Marco Rubio?
Oh, this is what I was saying. So,
Marco Rubio's all right.
Don't interrupt me, because I'm going to lose it again. So when Donald Trump came up in his first election, at that point, there was still like, the far right, and then the more centrist right, and, and so on and so forth. So these people who were more like fiscally conservative, those kinds of, I'm a Republican, but I'm a Republican over fiscal concerns only, you know what I mean? And then, you obviously had that far right, which is the abortion and all the, the party line stuff. But it wasn't until Donald Trump really emboldened. Well, no, it wasn't until Donald Trump really, obviously the Tea Party was the first real fracture. Then Donald Trump saw that opportunity with the Tea Party just fracturing everything and just making everybody go, what the fuck is going on with this party? Donald Trump then rises to power because it's all in this, like, everything's cracked open and all these fucking all these really fucking despicable values or whatever else, or political aspirations started like coming out everywhere, and like pouring out of these people. But his popularity rose so high and so fast in the Republican Party that it caused all these centrists, all these like what would have been normally conservatives that I would sit across from in dinner and enjoy dinner and have a conversation and allow our differences to exist over some wine and, and a really good steak back in the day, right? Mm-hmm. And that went away, right? Like that's gone. Like I can't think of
I know he managed it was really miraculous how he managed to consolidate power, but he was like the most like loony bins guy they could have ever put all their chips in.
Strom Thurmond's like
so strange.
Up in there, he's like, what the fuck? Down there looking up from hell. So what I found what I find, I guess, optimistically hopeful is the idea that maybe some of these are going to start to return as they see, like, Donald Trump, he indicted Letitia. Okay. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Letitia James.
The Letitia James who prosecuted him for fraud in New York.
Yeah.
So I guess he had fired the AG that wouldn't. It's fake charges in the same way that he brought up fake charges against Comey. I doubt that he'll win.
What is it? It's like embezzlement or something.
I don't know what the fuck he got her for, tried to get her for, or whatever. It's just so fucking crazy. So, and I think that these sort of more to the center conservatives, like I said, these ones I would normally easily have a stake over and just have a reasonable conversation back and forth about why fiscal responsibility comes with other responsibilities or whatever. And I think there's a good chance these people will come back to that center, realize that like, hey, I sold my soul, but I can still get it back.
No, fuck that.
There's some refunds. Mm-mm. Well, we need that. So you could say, well, fuck that, but that's what we need. If you want to get out of the dictatorship, listen to me. If you want to get out of dictatorships, if you want to get out of this fascist takeover,
those people are outnumbered
we need to
already.
align, not separate.
Those people are outnumbered already. They need to get out.
They're not outnumbered, Angela. I don't think you're seeing what's going on here. They have the fucking House, they have the Senate, they have the court, and they have the White House. We are outnumbered.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not talking about
That's only good in the Civil War.
Outnumbered in government. I just mean like as soon as I don't know why. I guess it's that they get a bunch of like donations, and that's why people can't primary them. Is that what happens?
Say that again.
That they outspend any other primary challengers, and that's why they can't get replaced.
Well, I imagine spending. We know spending to be a big deal. Obviously, yeah. I mean, that's one of the things, but there are other things, gerrymandering and so on and so forth. So. Anyway, I don't want to get too far lost into this thing. I'm just hopeful that
you keep saying that.
I wanted to bring
keep saying that about topics you bring up.
I mean, I'm just talking about like any further today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This was worth talking about, in my opinion, because a very important woman in the world.
Yes.
In a world, I am a feminist. And when I see women succeeding at that level, or women fighting to succeed, she's not even succeeding. When I see women with her courage doing the kinds of things she's done, I'm going to recognize that every day I can. Because it's outstanding. And the fact that the Nobel Committee, the Nobel Prize Committee, whatever they're called, the laureates, I don't know what they're called, that they were looking at Donald Trump and they were like, motherfucker, I'm going to do the exact opposite of you, bro. The exact opposite of you. Because this guy's imposing empirical government, right? Or tyrannical government, right? She's trying to take it down. He's a dude, she's a chick. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they couldn't be more opposites. This woman is fighting for the freedom of an entire country, while this guy is flushing our freedoms down the fucking toilet for gold.
Mr. Hands 57 has a question for you, or I guess anyone.
Yes.
Law and Order, Jeremy Sisto, good cop or bad cop?
I don't know. I never saw it.
Rumor has it he walks around the set with a magnifying glass trying to solve actual crimes, and they just point the cameras at him.
Really? They're just like, that's really funny.
He's like, don't step there. This is an active crime scene.
I've never seen Jeremy's. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff. Did you ever see Suicide Kings?
I did, but I don't remember it. I saw it a million years ago. Yes.
Jeremy's in that. I never saw that. I was like friends with him.
No, you're thinking
Suicide.
7 Psychopaths.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking Suicide Kings. You were thinking 7 Psychopaths. Suicide
Kings. 1997.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy
okay,
Sisto.
cool. So
Chris Walken.
Chris Walken, Dennis Leary, Jay Moore.
Jay Moore, yeah.
Jeremy Sisto.
Remember Jay Moore? He had jobs.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
That guy used to get jobs too.
Johnny Galecki.
Johnny G.
Brad Garrett. I have not seen this one. 7 Psychopaths is what I was confused with because
I just brought it up because
Christopher Walken's in that too. Sam Rockwell, Colin Farrell, Woody Harrelson. It's an awesome cast.
I haven't seen that one either.
We got a double feature.
Fucking mosquito.
I know, dude. He keeps skimming by me. I can't reach. Just outside of my reach.
Do you ever see those? Like I follow the UAP phenomenon, which by the way is out of control right now. You know, the Denmark's just been under siege basically, and not only that, but they've come out and said we don't think they're all drones. They're covered in drones. Not only that, they're buying the same Israeli. They just announced the Danes. They just announced that they're going to be buying a ground to air or whatever surface to air. Missile protection because of these drones. Because
that solves a mystery then.
They were all over.
How do you get somebody to buy one of those from you, right? You just send over all of your drones and freak them the fuck out. It's like,
well, they don't think
like how they got
drones,
Baldoni to
Angela.
hire the crisis management is they put a bunch of fucking bad press about him and got him all paranoid, you know? So they're like, ooh, you could really use one of these missile defense systems. You got all these drone problems all of a sudden.
I don't think that's it.
Case closed.
But I don't think that's it.
We know who the culprit is.
Yeah. I don't think that's it.
Pretty easy way to sell a big ticket item like that.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's what it is, though, particularly because the drones, or so-called drones, well, first of all, the minister of whatever has come out and said, I don't think that all of these things are drones. Like some of these things we're seeing are not drones. They're not man-made. So they're already freaking out a little bit in Denmark. This is coming from their government that when these drones, by the way, the drones are very strange because the drones are appearing everywhere. They're appearing in New Jersey.
Doesn't this sound exactly like it happened in New Jersey?
I'm saying. So they're like, who has the ability?
Okay, but in New Jersey, those were sniffer drones?
Nobody knows what they were. They're trying to, it's propagandized. They don't know what nobody knows what they are. They're not identified.
I saw somebody was explaining they work in the ports and they were like, we get imports of these like radioactive whatever, and like sometimes if something goes missing they have to go and identify where it is, and they use these drones that have like this special whatever they call them, sniffer drones, because they can sense where the radioactive material is. But they didn't tell the public what was going on because they don't want everybody to panic and evacuate, because it's such a high density area that if they have evacuations, everybody's panicking because they think there's like a bomb or radioactive whatever, then they'd all flee and that would be fucking pandemonium. So they just had they were like, it's going to be fine. So they just fucking have everybody clueless and staying in their homes and going to work every day and acting like normal. So that's why nobody knew, and even the government didn't know. When they fucking knew, they just were trying to keep everybody calm.
It's just a rumor, Angela. Of
course it's just a rumor.
No proof of that.
Everything I'm saying is a rumor.
Okay, so there's no proof of that.
But that seems like a really good explanation.
Well, the ones
for why they all happened at the same time, and then why they ceased, because they fucking found the thing.
It's not. And they're popping up everywhere.
What do you mean it's not?
It's not a good explanation because they're popping up everywhere. That would make sense if there was just like one thing happening, but they were popping up in other cities in America. They're popping up in Denmark. They're popping up in other countries around the world. And in Denmark, like here, they started swarming their military bases. So here's what I think. And what's your theory? This comes from, gleaning from people who said they've interacted with these NHIs and so on and so forth.
NHIs?
Non-human intelligence. They're here. They're
crazy times.
This world is gearing up for a fucking world war. That's happening. Venezuela.
Okay, but what's the explanation about Denmark?
I'm giving it.
Okay.
Venezuela just petitioned the UN security for an emergency meeting because of the military buildup by the United States outside of Venezuela, and they're saying that there's an imminent attack by the U.S. on Venezuela, and Donald Trump has pretty much agreed that's about to happen.
What the fuck, dude?
So,
like, I didn't ask for any of this.
You got what the Americans are doing, you got what the Russians are doing, you got what the Israelis are doing, and of course the Russians are a nuclear force. a nuclear country, nuclear military. So these drones or these NHIs are potentially here, or what they're to stop. Now this by the way is like been before Congress. So these things would come to these air bases. Mm-hmm. They would go over them and they would hover around them.
And some shit would shut down, right?
They'd shut them down, dude.
Yeah.
You couldn't launch a missile.
Right. I saw that in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Well, and it's
where
still happening.
Where the spaceship got close to his car and like his radio and his car stopped working and everything. That's really neat. And that was right before he levitated. He got pulled up by the beams.
Whatever, dude.
Hey, listen, I'm not a skeptic. I just don't know what the hell's going on. And so I'm listening to your story about it. I don't know why you gotta shush poo-poo me.
So as if Karen hasn't had enough, the name Karen hasn't had enough.
Oh no, is there a new Karen?
There's a new one. It's a tropical storm.
Oh, it's the final boss of Karens.
The tropical storm Karen has formed far from land in the North Atlantic Ocean, but
do they know? Have they projected where it's gonna?
It's looking for a manager.
Landfall.
Huh? They haven't said anything about landfall. It's way up. It's apparently far from land.
Okay.
But it's called Karen, and I just think that's there. You know, I mean, like, do you know any Karens in your life?
Yes, yeah. I knew a Karen.
Me too.
I knew a Karen when I was in high school, and we all hung out. And I think about her often, like when everybody was sharing these videos and like, you know, making the slur out of her name. I thought about her a lot. But I don't know. Maybe she turned into a Karen because I don't know. I knew her when we were teenagers.
Well, anyway, so there's a Karen.
It's very unfortunate.
Just thought I'd let you guys know that there's a tropical storm called Karen, and apparently she's a real bitch.
This hurricane season has been really unique, right?
Say that again?
This hurricane season's been really unique, right? Weren't we supposed to get like...
Yeah, it's the first September in decades where the United States never saw a hurricane make landfall.
Yes. But also...
So I guess everything's okay. Also,
they said that something happened that they'd never seen happen before. And that was 2 hurricanes simultaneously going... One was moving towards the U.S. coast and one was moving north in the Atlantic. And the power of the one that was moving north in the Atlantic pulled the storm system from the U.S. coast and drew it into it, and then they combined into one big hurricane over the ocean.
Jupiter.
They've never seen that happen before, and that happened. They were like, okay, 2 storms simultaneously. One is raging enough to eat the other one, but it actually ended up protecting us. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, so wait till that happens, except that the big one is on us.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
they're
eating
like,
the one offshore
right?
And just drawing in the pain.
I know.
Sounds like a video game move.
Could happen.
I know, man. Well, anyway, Karen doesn't seem to be that kind of a problem, but I was just amused by the fact that they called it Karen because it's like a K, and you could have called it like Kangaroo, or you could have called it like, you know, Catherine. Yeah. Yeah. You could have called it Katie.
I know.
Speaking of Katie, by the way, Katie Porter, bro, she's running for governor.
Oh yeah.
In the state of California. And
what are we supposed to do with Newsom?
Oh, I think he's already said he's not going to run.
Oh, so he wants to be president, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to be president. So anyway, Katie Porter, I don't believe anyway, she's running. But there's a lot of shit going on, like videos of her just treating people like trash, like her staff and stuff. Like apparently one of her staff was got caught in the frame and she was like, get the fuck out of the frame and whatever, like really just mistreating people. And so she put out a statement saying, hey man, I'm trying to get better or whatever. But it's just like, you know, it's like, it's so weird because you know you're going to run for office. And like, I don't know if anybody... I don't know if any of you have ever seen Katie Porter undress corporate fucking representatives.
I think it's dress down. I don't think it's undress. But that would be the effect is the same because they are definitely left embarrassed after she pulls out her little whiteboard. Wasn't she like she was a professor, right?
I think she was a litigator.
Oh, I see. Yeah. She was a law professor. Yeah. I couldn't remember what it was she taught.
Anyway, she's super badass when she's doing her thing.
Yeah,
like,
No,
I could
really
watch her
effective.
videos for days because I just love I love watching people like just be so utterly powerful in the way in which they just dismantle lies and you know, deception. And she's really fucking good at that. But apparently she's abusive to staff. Which is just like, man, you know you're going to run for these big fucking high offices. You fucking know people are going to come out and talk shit. You know somebody's going to fucking tape you.
You know.
Being a dick. And what do?
You know,
now you got to apologize. Now you got mud on your face.
It might not be a coincidence that they say that about every single female candidate that I've ever heard of
ever in
my
videos,
life.
Bro.
No, I understand. It could be true.
It.
It also could be true, but I feel like it's probably not a fucking coincidence that they run this every single time. There was Stacey Abrams in Georgia had that same accusation. I remember Kamala Harris had that accusation when she was running for president.
Beyonce, I think. Or no, Lizzo, I guess she got.
No, I'm talking about politicians.
No, but it's just women. I thought we were talking about women. My apologies.
But every time a politician is running for, one of these important seats and it's a woman, they always bring out the same fucking trope. I'm not saying that it could never possibly be true because people are shitty to their staff in any kind of, regardless of gender, but I just think it's a little fishy sometimes, maybe.
Do you guys want to see the Running Man poster, the new Running Man poster? It's like the most, I don't know what era. It doesn't look like it comes from this era. Maybe there's a new era of, graphic design coming our way. But so this is Edgar Wright's Running Man. And a lot of people, I've read Running Man. Did you read it?
I didn't. No, I skipped that one.
Has anyone read Running Man? Because it's not the Schwarzenegger guy. Like that apparently that adaptation is such it's a huge departure from the Richard Bachman book.
Richard Bachman, Stephen King.
Yeah.
Book. Yeah.
But it's a Bachman book, right? Isn't it? Yeah.
It's in the same collection of. It was a Bachman book with The Long Walk, and I can't remember. There were a few others. I think there was one other Bachman book that was turned into a film.
Oh, really?
That I can't remember. But yeah, I think that. I recall hearing this too, that the Schwarzenegger one, that was in the 90s, right? Or in the 80s?
It was in the 80s.
Yeah. So did you see that one?
Oh, I loved it.
Okay.
As a kid, I loved it. I saw it after, and it didn't hold up for me at all.
I think I saw it when I was a kid, and I don't remember it.
Riveted. Because it's The Long Walk, right? It's another version of The Long Walk.
Right.
It's just the different guys, just the game setting.
But the fucking trailer looks fun.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
Well, the first movie was great, I thought, and the book was. Anyway, we'll see. But the new poster looks dope as fuck. Kind of looks like an old school 80s poster, like a.
Oh, good.
With a different color scheme, but sort of like
You want to put it up?
Blade Runner. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I like the Blade Runner posters. That's what they were going for.
Maybe I'll be able to.
You said it's Edgar Wright?
It's Edgar Wright, yeah.
That name is familiar. He did. Oh yeah, cool. So he did Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He also did most recently Baby Driver, Last Night in Soho. I meant to see that one. I missed it. This should be fun. He knows how to make good movies.
No, I don't know where that is. Oh, crap. I think I have to reconfigure that, unfortunately. So
okay, well, whatever. We can move on.
Let's see if there's
when does it come out?
Yeah, here it is.
Running Man.
This way. What's that?
If you don't have the poster, that's fine.
No, I do.
I thought you were looking at it.
I just have to do some trickery to get it to... I just got to fix my stupid board again. Yeah, here it is. So this is the poster that I'm talking about.
So it's being released November 7th.
Let me see if I could find the Blade Runner poster. It's being released when?
November 7th.
November 7th.
Oh, this is neat. The cinematographer worked on Stoker, Lady Vengeance. This is awesome. Last Night in Soho. He did he did Old Boy. Fuck yes. This is going to be badass, guys. Old Boy is one of the coolest looking movies. The 2003 one. I didn't see the remake. Oh yeah, that poster's cool.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
I think it looks so badass.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah, and here's the let me get this one. Oh God.
Anne Boleyn has a question for you.
Yeah, let's hit it.
Is it true that some of the episodes of the show Entourage are based on your posse, and is the indie filmmaker who makes the black and white movie that E is skeptical about based on you?
Oh, I don't know. Very well could be.
Maybe. That's funny.
I don't
In the
know.
show, they have an indie filmmaker makes a black and white movie, and then E is skeptical about. Now we have to fucking watch the show.
God damn it. Well, that would be me and RD for sure.
Yeah,
if it's gonna be about, that's definitely about me and RD.
Fuck those guys.
And I think that I think Entourage was a gift from Leonardo DiCaprio under the guise of it being a Mark Wahlberg thing. But I think it was a gift from Leo, 100%.
Yeah.
I think Leo worked that out with Wahlberg, and I think it was all about Don's Plum in the end. And I mean, some might think I'm delusional about that.
What does Mark Wahlberg have to do with Entourage?
They say that Entourage is based on Mark Wahlberg's Entourage, and I think that that's not true. I think that
it doesn't seem.
I think that's Leo's Entourage.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's a combination of them both, really. Okay. And I think that, but I think that like Mark Wahlberg was the guy kind of like Leo wouldn't have taken that publicity. Do you know what I mean? He was like, no way. So I can't find a way to show you this picture because it's at all these like dumb retailers instead. Let me see if I can do it this way. Well,
what are you trying to show?
I'll show you. So that's the, let me see if I can maybe shrink this up a bit.
What's happening, babe?
I'm just doing a little doctoring here because I'm showing this poster. Oh God. Oh, well, whatever. Never mind. See, I gotta get, I have to redo this whole thing now. It's so lame. Anyway, it looks a lot like that poster. So it's interesting. I think that, they always.
Yeah, they definitely were inspired by it for sure.
It looks like, yeah.
I can see all your tabs. Does this mean that I can snoop around?
No.
About the sort of things that you look at?
Yeah.
Because I can see your desktop.
Yeah, I'm not scared.
Learn all about you.
I'm not scared of what you can see. I ain't afraid. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that little poster because I'm pretty excited about that little movie. I think it's pretty great. There's a bunch of little movies that I'm starting to get a little excited about. Maybe we can start covering those. Do we know what we're watching this weekend?
I think that we're going to watch Manhunter.
We're going to watch Manhunter, okay.
Right.
And what else? That ain't enough. Especially now that baseball's over. God damn it.
Baseball's over?
Yeah.
That's sad. I'm sorry.
It's pretty heartbreaking. Especially the way it ended. It was devastating, really.
Cosmic Urgency said, I'm avoiding all the Running Man stuff until after I read the book so they don't ruin my brilliant vision. That's very wise.
It is the best way to do things.
There are so many movies that I've neglected to watch because I want to read the book first. There's like a long,
I'm forced to not watch because you want to read the book first.
You're not forced to do anything.
Really? Because I want to watch.
You are participating in a rerestriction that I have suggested.
11.
There is no mandate that you can't watch something.
No. You burned me.
What is it?
This one is the series on Hulu that is the, whatever the 11, blah, 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 63, whatever.
Okay, we'll watch it this weekend. Now what?
I mean, that way to prove me wrong. Because what happened earlier was I said I wanted to watch it. And you said, no, I want to read it first.
No, I know. I also wanted to watch Alias Grace because I saw that. Yeah. I mean, because I read that Margaret Atwood book and you haven't.
Yeah, so why don't we just...
So I'm waiting to watch that one until you read the book.
Okay, well, let's go. I'll read what is it? Alias Grace. I'll read Alias Grace.
Okay.
You read 11/23/60, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
Or 11, whatever it is. I don't even know what it's called.
They're probably like the same size books, too. They're both massive.
No, Stephen King's is bigger. What's it called? 11/22/63. Because, I wasn't there. I didn't really care.
Yeah, right.
11/22/63 is a really good book.
I know. I want to read it. This is how this conversation started.
Yeah, it's a really good book. I would prefer you read the book before you see the movie.
Yeah.
Because the book is...
So are you saying that we had an agreement about it and it wasn't just that I made you not watch it? You wanted to watch it with me.
Hey, listen, don't you think you've
wanted
aired
me to
enough
read
of
the
our
book
laundry
first.
out here tonight? Don't you think so?
Our laundry?
Yeah, you've been airing a little, being all controversial.
Laundry?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're airing out our dirty laundry, Angela.
I don't want to air out our dirty laundry.
Oh, it is Canadian Thanksgiving.
Is it?
Yeah. My family doesn't call me, so I forget these things. I'm kind of familyless.
Are you still thankful on your Canadian Thanksgiving?
Well, I don't treat it much differently than I do American Thanksgiving, where I'm like, you know what this is really about, right? Like even in Canada, I mean, Canada, it's like so obvious. It's like, guys, you know what this is really
Are we all
about,
just
right?
making ourselves feel better here?
Maybe we should be like, maybe this should be guilty feeling. Maybe we should be just calling this guilty feeling instead of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
You know, happy guilty feeling. Happy guilty feeling. All right, well, we're not going to eat for 2 days because...
Cosmic Urgency is right. Said, you guys are supposed to be watching horror for October. Manhunter is a serial killer movie, so it fits.
Yeah, so yeah, that one's going to fit. It's got to be like horror and thriller, right? Oh, okay, look. I'm just going to give my review now, and I'm going to watch the last episode, but I'm going to do my Ed Gein review right now.
Oh, but you should watch the last episodes because apparently it makes a difference.
Okay, I will update with the last episode on Monday because we will watch the last episode. Maybe we'll watch that tonight. But here's the thing about the Ed Gein
series
and
Monster.
Monsters. All right, here's the thing about it. So I think if you go out and you do some research on it, if you're interested in potentially seeing it, you'll hear a lot of people say it's crap. I couldn't disagree more. It is not crap. It is not well executed. There are problems with the execution, and some of them are glaring problems with the execution. But why I highly recommend seeing it is...
Wow,
I highly recommend seeing it because there are 2 reasons. The first reason is Ed Gein. Like if you want to get just like this, it's so hard to get your head around what this man did. And I think that, and this is sort of combines into the second reason. I think that Charlie Hunnam has done ultimately an amazing job. Like I think that this is one of the better serial killer portrayals of like an actual dude that I've ever seen by an actor, period. And he has a couple of minutes. He has a couple of moments where he's not perfect because, well, it's a series. And so I just want to like set some things up about this. Because another reason why I think it's absolutely great to see is because, especially for people who aspire to make films or television series or write, this is a very ambitious concept from the writer, from the showrunner, Ryan Murphy, I think it was. He really wanted to do some crazy shit with this thing. And I can understand how he could have tricked, how might have been able to trick a few executives into being like, I don't know, Ryan. And I'm telling you, bro, it's going to be fucking amazing. But he took some very fucking interesting chances. And he tried to develop a concept that I would have easily fallen down myself in terms of like believing in my ability to execute it. And so for that, I love it because he tried something highly experimental, and it didn't work at all. Like, he fucking fell flat on his face.
Yeah.
And while he was doing it, he also tried to borrow from some things in the past. And I don't mind, if you don't mind, I'm going to spoil this a little bit, just because I just don't think it's a kind of spoiling that should in any way affect your watching experience.
Spoiling it might actually improve people's experience because a lot of people are like, I was so confused when this shit started happening.
So he tried to do, if you know the film A Beautiful Mind.
Okay.
With Russell Crowe. If you haven't seen it, it's a fucking great movie. Ron Howard directed. Actually had a former friend in it. Anyway, really great movie. And it's a big plot twisty movie surrounding this scientist's battle with schizophrenia. And this showrunner basically borrows from the idea of it, meaning that he's going to try and turn the thing the way Ryan Howard turned it with A Beautiful Mind, which, by the way, was a really funny joke in the Ron Howard bit on Studio.
Yeah.
It was a really funny bit. And if you guys watch The Studio, very early in the first season there, Ron Howard shows up and they make a really great joke in reference to that movie. So anyway, it was really super ambitious. They did some really fucking cool things. They tried some really good, cool things, and it fell flat. If Charlie Hunnam was not as great as he was, I probably would pass on this thing. But it is too good to pass on, in my opinion. That performance is too good to pass on. It's such an interesting, like you can see that he really worked hard on the psychology of the performance. And I really respect that, particularly when you're getting to something as dark as Ed Gein. Because Ed Gein, I don't think there's another killer in the world that was like him. I think he's the top of the like deplorables. So I mean, I think Jeffrey Dahmer was like, oh, if I could only be Ed Gein. Like, Ed Gein was next fucking level psychopath. And so anyway, the showrunner tried some things. It didn't fucking work. What did work, though, was excellent direction on Ed Gein. Laurie Metcalf is fucking great. So there's just so many great performances in it. And if he had taken out the one experimental thing, and the thing I will help you with is that experimentally, so Ed Gein was, as a serial killer, the most influential in our modern culture, pop culture, right? So all these movies, Chainsaw Massacre and others, were based on the Ed Gein
No, it's like
murders.
So the ones featured in this series are Psycho, and then
Texas
which
Chainsaw
was probably
Massacre.
very closely related to Ed Gein with his schizophrenia, believing that his mother had not actually passed away and was still controlling him.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's probably more true to his story than any other.
So
yeah.
Psycho, and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre had a lot of this mosquitoes getting us both. And then also Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Had a guy who was dressing in human skin.
Yes. So what they tried to do with the show is they tried to integrate actual like recreated set scenes, you know, casting Anthony Perkins and casting, you know, whoever was that played Buffalo Bill, I forget that actor's name, you know, just casting all these and Jonathan Demme and all these, like the Alfred Hitchcock is just so hard to watch for me. It's just like, what are you doing, man?
Oh yeah,
it feels like such a waste of my time, but also it's not a good depiction of Alfred Hitchcock in general.
Also,
it's like
so
a very one-note performance.
Also, you show up, you're like, okay, I'm going to watch the story of Ed Gein, and then all of a sudden you're watching the story of Alfred Hitchcock, and you're like, I didn't sign up for this. This is not the show that I showed up to watch. Like, this is absolutely. So that's a really huge disappointment. My perspective on all of that was that they kept intercutting Ed Gein's story with all of these more modern stories about filmmaking.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is a fucking mess. Like, this whole thing doesn't work. I want to know. I showed up to watch a show about Ed Gein and Laurie Metcalf playing his overbearing mother, and she's just phenomenal in it. And Charlie Hunnam is amazing. He has this really strange vocal inflection that the real Ed Gein did not have. That was like a totally invented choice, which he said that he was trying to embody a person who is really like controlled by his mother, so he gave him this really like infantile voice.
Yeah.
That for me was a total miss. But there's other characters in the story that are based on real people, and they're completely like invented, like no similarities whatsoever. Like that Ed Gein had a girlfriend, right? That's in the show, but it's completely made up.
Well,
so if you're trying to watch a story about Ed Gein, this is not it. It's just, there's so much that was just completely fabricated.
So it's true. Cosmic Grizzly said that he wasn't really much of a killer because he only killed 2 people. He
was a grave robber.
But he was a grave robber, and also the desecration of the corpses was so next level. And when you say he only killed 2 people, like the only reason he only killed 2 people was because it was the only opportunities to do it. I mean, he wasn't like a stalker killer. He was kind of like a Venus flytrap, you know? Listen, I totally respect that. Of course, Angela, that's cool for me. I look, everybody in every adaptation ever, they're going to make certain concessions to move their story forward or change. So, you know, as far as like, the truth is that to try and do, you know, to try like most like actual like depictions, like perfect depictions would be boring to watch. You know, that's why a lot of them are based on true stories because
I mean, there's a lot of like horror, like true crime writers who have written about the story of Ed Gein, and it's riveting. Like all the other characters that
those are writings,
like,
those aren't films.
It's a really lonely town, right? Full of like lonely working class people. You could have done so much with that. I don't know why they had to embellish it all these different ways. Also, that they cast Charlie Hunnam was such a risk because he's hot the whole time. The whole time you're watching it, you're like, God, this guy's a fucking smoke show. And he's supposed to be, they also wrote him as if he's this like sympathetic character. Like he doesn't understand himself. And so he, you know, it's like a journey of self-discovery for him. I don't know, man. I don't know what they were doing. It's just super weird.
Well, anyway, you and I are definitely not on the same page. We're actually not on the same page more often than I would have ever imagined when it comes to our entertainment. But that's cool. I enjoy that. I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Doesn't bother me.
I'm not going to get a divorce or anything, but I'm just saying, like, if I start
that's
shouting,
the second time you mentioned that tonight.
Divorce?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No. What does it mean? I understand how flawed it is. I get the flaws. I'm not running away from the flaws. I'm not trying to paint them in a different light.
We'll see how you feel after the last episode, because we have not watched the last episode.
It's not going to change because because the body of work that is Charlie Hunnam's in this deserves to be seen, in my opinion.
Also, I think that it's important to
and it's worth seeing.
There are so many absolutely outlandish things that you see portrayed in this show. Like, there's some things that I was just like shocked that they even put it on television. Well, so for just that alone, if you have like a morbid curiosity,
every single one of them though. Huh? I don't know what it is. I guess it's the angle of the show, but they do that. They had Eric Menendez. I'm sorry. He was pornographic. Like literally full frontal pornographic.
So it's just, I don't know how they greenlight this shit, bro. But
so I think they just think that's thematically.
This last one,
Ryan's
though, they
I got to be raw. I got to be real.
Yeah, they really turned it up.
And they do that in this show. Like there's some disturbing shit in here. There's some like shit that you can't even believe he did. Hunan. And look, man, it's to me a great performance worth seeing. It's, I think, highly likely he gets nominated for it. If he doesn't, who cares? But if you like knowing when the award shows come around what people are doing, this guy pulled it off. The show didn't work. Ultimately, the show didn't work. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it because he was so good, because Laurie Metcalf was so good, because the real life, there was that woman was real. They just didn't have that kind of a relationship or whatever.
No, but she wasn't like that at all.
And she wasn't pretty, and this girl's pretty.
No,
but still, that sad
she
story
literally wasn't like this character at all. They just created a new character.
Yeah. So anyway, I highly recommend it. And the reason I say I highly recommend it is because, I think that Ed Gein, the story is worth it, and that Charlie Hunnam and the rest of the cast's performances are worth it. So I give it, out of 5
tiny pineapples,
fucking tiny pineapples, I'm throwing 3. I'm giving it 3. 3, which is my sort of if I ever give something a 3, it means I think I recommend seeing it. I'm giving it an enthusiastic 3, like for sure, because I think it's, again, a performance worth seeing.
We haven't seen the last episode, so it's a little premature.
It's not. There's more. There's 10 episodes or whatever it is. I don't know how many.
9 episodes.
9 episodes.
8.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. Whatever. A lot.
Exactly.
But I would give it 2 tiny pineapples, 1 for Charlie Hunnam and 1 for Laurie Metcalf.
I'm shocked that you would just like wow, because those performances are so damn good that you're just gonna like walk away from them.
The constant intercutting of this other footage about how they made films, it wasn't integrated, and also I thought it was really confusing how they showed Ed Gein as a schizophrenic, but they didn't convey it at all. They just portrayed. I just feel like there's clever ways of making, because when you talk to people who are schizophrenic, they're never just observing the thing without some sort of suspicion that something feels wrong or off, or they feel vaguely threatened by whatever's going on around them. And there wasn't any of that at all. They would just, so in the series, they would just portray his hallucinations as if it was really happening and he was just experiencing it. And so we, as the audience members, are just experiencing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Schizophrenic's more complex than that. Like, it's not as simple as what you just, like, there are varying degrees of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is my point.
There are people who don't remember anything, and then there are people who are well aware of everything. And
my point exactly. Schizophrenia is a lot more complex, and their portrayal of it made it seem not complex at all.
Well, this is what I'm talking about.
It wasn't conveyed. So the result for me as a viewer was confusing.
But what you're talking about is he failed in his execution of his idea. In the end, it resolves. In the end, you understand.
Okay, but should I give him another tiny pineapple for that?
Let me finish. What you're talking about is, like, when you talk about like the way in which they handle schizophrenia, they actually handled it very well, in my opinion, except that you didn't know that they were handling it very well. And that's the problem with the show, because it should have been more of an omniscient view rather than them trying to keep us in his sort of state of mind. And that's the problem with the show. The problem with the show which I compliment Hunan for, because he ends up having to play really two different kinds of this character in the end. Two different types of this character, the one living under the delusion and the one less so.
They also made him so sympathetic too, which I thought was so fucking strange.
I did feel, well, I mean, I guess just everybody to their own. I felt no sympathy towards Ed Gein whatsoever. None. I felt curious. I felt enthralled by the idea that he exists. Sympathetic. I mean, listen, there's a shred of empathy for his condition, for the idea that his brain is broken. Mm-hmm. But sympathy, absolutely none for me. A shred of empathy, just a shred of it. Because look, dude, like imagine, waking up from, some kind of episode that you don't even know you suffer from, and you're, covered in blood and you've disemboweled something, or someone. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So anyway, we are definitely on different. Do you regret watching it?
No.
Yeah.
Cosmic Urgency said they made Anthony Perkins out to be a delicate flower and Tab Hunter out to be a jerk. Laughable.
Yeah.
Perkins was ruthless.
Yeah.
Also, a joke from Cosmic Urgency said, the body of work is right. What a hunk that Ed Gein. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, he is so ridiculous. His body is like, and he lost weight and everything. And
I can't count on two hands the number of times that they put Charlie Hunnam in women's lingerie and then just like put him in awesome lighting to be like, hey, check out these abs. Like again and again and again. I'm like, okay, I get it. Charlie Hunnam's hot.
They're going to light the movie. It's such a weird criticism. They're going to light the set. They're going to light it up. They're not going to like make it
No,
look
I know.
bad.
I just didn't know why they needed to keep showing me like, okay, so he's a cross-dresser. Like, I get it. Like, why are we seeing this exact scene
because
again?
it was a main part of his character. I mean, that's why.
Okay, I get it. Like, why did we have to keep...
They're telling the story. It's not about you getting it. It's about he's playing it out. It's not about, they're not trying to get you to get something. He wears women's lingerie as much as he can.
It seemed redundant. I don't know why that's offensive to you.
I'm not offended. I'm just saying, like, I'm not offended. I'm just trying to figure out why you think that they shouldn't, like, he's just telling the story. This isn't about beating over the head. It's like saying, that clown shouldn't be wearing a clown outfit. I mean,
No, but it seems super redundant to me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like how it couldn't be, because it's what he did.
But why did they need to show me the same scene several times?
Well, this is where I'm confused. Because if they're showing you Ed Gein's story, then at some point in that story, in whatever day it is, or especially the good parts, like he's not dressing in the girl parts to go and converse with the people in town, but the stuff that we want to see, the stuff of his grave robberies, his killings, his skinnings, his using of others, that's all in his cross-dressing. That's all of his quirk. I mean,
it did seem like a lot of the series was trying to fill time. Like
this was definitely this is a symptom of many series now. Is these Netflix companies, they put in these orders, these streamers, they put in these orders, and they want 9 episodes. And you got to deliver 9 episodes, and you get paid for them. And they're like, here's your fucking budget. And, maybe it gets $5 million. So here's $45 million for your show. You got to give me 9 episodes. And you might like write, it did feel like that. It felt like they wrote it thin. And because I think if you got rid of all the bullshit of them flashing forward into these movies that were based on Ed Gein.
Yeah.
If you got rid of all of that shit and instead just focused on Ed Gein and his condition, and obviously his horrific acts, I think you could put together a great movie. And again, if you take a more omniscient view rather than, the sort of trickster view, once again, I think you level up that property, but you probably end up with 6 episodes.
I think that was a really tricky thing for them, because Ed Gein, he was arrested in like the 40s or 50s or something. And this was like really rural area. There just wasn't a lot of information about how he lived his life before. Like they know what crimes he did because of the evidence that he left.
Yeah.
But trying to reconstruct what his life was like and how he went about committing those crimes. Like he was found guilty of crimes that he obviously committed because he was basically caught red-handed, and then he was institutionalized. But people aren't really sure, because he also has a really bad memory, what exactly his life was like.
Yeah.
And also, if you ever listen to any of his interviews, where you can see that he doesn't have the voice that Charlie Hunnam put on.
Well, I disagree with that too.
He speaks in a similar manner, but he doesn't have the high-pitched voice. He has a very gruff voice.
Let
me just finish what I'm saying. A lot of the detectives that are interviewing him, they're asking really, really leading questions. And he seems like he's kind of slow. So I'm not really sure how much information they were kind of feeding him in order to confirm, or whether he's and whether he's telling the whole truth about his experience and what he did, you know? So it's just like you have a problem with somebody.
I mean, you always deal with you did. You know, Catch Me If You Can is based on a lie, but it was the lie that they were told, and so they went forward with it. And
what I'm saying is this is a challenge for somebody who wants to make a whole series based on the life and crimes of Ed Gein, but they don't have concrete, clear details. They have to invent a lot of it because it just doesn't exist in the record.
I don't know what exists in the record. So to that, you know, I can't really speak to that, but I can say that what I felt like they did was was entertaining and worth watching. And it doesn't matter really whether or not it's historically accurate, because there's nothing profound here. We're not talking about something historically important. So the idea of them slanting it into some form of shape of entertainment while still staying as true to the story as possible is kind of par for the course. I think
it matters for a review. Like if you want to see a story about the real Ed Gein, you should probably pursue some sort of documentary that was made about him. But
yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be this.
The series is very much fictionalized.
Mr. Hand says, Monster, the Tobey Maguire story. Maybe one day. You never know. That guy might have some fucking bones in his closet, man.
Yeah, who knows, dude?
Lizzie Borden. Lizzie Borden. Do you know who that is? She's the new season.
She was never convicted, but they believe that she murdered her parents with an axe.
She was murdering her father and her stepmother in 1892.
But they apparently never.
Charlie Hunnam's back in that one.
Yeah. That's the next one. Wake up.
Toby would have been a good Norman Bates. You're totally right. So would have Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover. Oh my God. I don't know why.
Did you ever see that, Norman? Did you ever see the Anthony Perkins movie where he plays like a priest and he's like a drug addict priest? Oh, what the fuck was that called?
No,
oh my
I never
God,
did.
This movie is so amazing, dude.
I don't know why Crispin Glover didn't play like the Riddler or something. Like he would have been such a fucking cool, weird, like a villain character that's just like totally maniacal, you know?
Somebody's gonna hit it in chat. Yeah. Let me see here.
My alarm keeps going on because I have to medicate a dog.
Do you want to go do that, or should we just?
I didn't know whether you wanted to, because we're in overtime.
Hang on a second. Give me 1 sec for this, because I definitely want to get this real quick. Where is it? Oops.
Monster, the Tobey Maguire story. That's so funny.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of nut milk in his closet.
Did somebody say that?
That's Mr. Hands 57.
He's got a lot of nut milk.
Dude's got fucking jokes, dude.
Dude is funny, bro. We got funny people. Cosmic, fucking, all you guys light it up. Fucking Guilty is hilarious. Delicate can be super funny when she wants to be. She could just lay in there. Give me 1 second.
Cosmic Urgency's asking, is it that awful movie with Kathleen Turner?
I'll tell you what it is. I'm gonna go find it right now. It was dope, man. It just fucking freaked me out. I was like, what are you doing? It was after Psycho.
Cosmic's funny. What a hunk that Ed Gein. It's true, dude.
By the way,
like, that's a choice.
We talked about horror books, reading horror books. There's one that everyone should read.
What is it?
This horror season, if you haven't, and that's The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Oh, it's a horror novel?
More or less, yes.
Right.
You should read. It's a small book.
Yeah.
It's a rip in a couple, 3 days. If you haven't read it, it will become one of your favorite books of all time.
Do we have it?
If it doesn't matter, because we can find it. I read it. I think it might be on the Kindle. I can't remember where. I read it years and years and years ago. I don't know if I read it on the Kindle or what. I can't remember how long ago I read it, but it was many years ago. So I might have read a physical copy, actually. I don't know if I still have it. Doesn't matter. The Picture of, again, it was so long ago, but I'll reread it. It is one of the most beautifully written books I've ever read. And it's kind of a horrifying story. So yeah, The Picture of Dorian Gray. I was reminded only because I'm looking here at Anthony Perkins, and he played in a movie called The Sins of Dorian Gray, which sounds like a really bad take on the great work of Oscar Wilde. I'm still looking.
What are you looking for? I don't understand what's happening.
Fucker. Oh, yeah?
That mosquito's right in front of your face.
Right in front of my face.
So
dude.
there's two in this office.
Oh, no. Are they mating?
I know. Well,
fornicating mosquitoes on our live. We're going to get canceled. All right, I'm trying to find it.
Okay, but what are you trying to find?
This movie, dude. I want to recommend it also. Just give me a second.
What is it?
It's by... Here it is, okay. Trial, 2 are guilty, agent. Yes!
I got one.
She has guts on her hand. We love the gore.
Now I don't know what to do with my hand.
I have to figure out what movie this is. I can't find it.
I got one. There's another one in here.
I'll find it by Monday. That will be my goal. All right, so we're watching that. We're watching, and do we have a second movie yet?
No.
We're just going to spring it on them. Horror film. I'll have to think if there's something in particular that I want to watch as a horror film or even rewatch.
Anne Boleyn is asking, was Glenn Powell in April Apocalypse?
Oh, Glenn Powell. Yes, thank you. Yes, he was. I didn't work with Glenn directly, so I can't really comment on Glenn.
He wasn't there when you were there.
Yeah, for April Apocalypse, I worked with the writer, the director, and the producer to shape the movie and to release the movie. And I worked on the reshoots of the movie, but I didn't work on the initial shoot. You know how Blake Lively brought in that dude Black?
Todd Black, yeah.
Todd Black. I was Todd Black for that movie.
Yeah.
I was Todd. I came there to fix the problems because it was all busted up. And the reason was because that script was originally written in a...
Okay, Cosmic Urgency has our movies for us. We're going to do this for you.
All right. I wanted to go over...
We're going to do it for us, but we're also going to do it for you.
Okay.
We're watching Manhunter and Starry Eyes.
Starry Eyes.
Starry Eyes is interesting because the dude who made it was a regular customer at the coffee shop that I used to work at, where I met Dale.
I'm not going to watch it because I'm jealous.
He was super nervous. He really he loved it. And I remember working, and he would come to the coffee shop. He was a regular, and he would do screenwriting there. And people would come up and congratulate him on how good he did, and he would just wilt, like the guy put everything into it. So I was rooting for him. He seemed like super sincere, and everybody seemed to like him. I didn't know him though personally. Do you see this other mosquito?
It will die, a certain and possibly it's gonna die. All right, well listen, I know it was a super slow day today in terms of the news and stuff, and my headline didn't help, but I'm really happy that Machado won that Nobel Prize. It's so great that the Nobel Prize was not able to be corrupted by Donald Trump. Like, he's been able to corrupt everything.
Oh yeah, they don't give a fuck about him.
I'm just so glad.
Yeah.
Because it's like easy. It's not about him, right?
Right.
We know nobody gives a fuck about him. They give a fuck about the United States. Mm-hmm. They give a fuck about this market. They give a fuck about, our market stability because their lives depend on it. They care about our military. They care about our position in NATO. Nobody gives a fuck about Donald Trump. And so they'll bend to him occasionally because they want to somehow keep that relationship with all those powers. Anyway, not the Nobel Prize, not the Nobel laureates. Is that what they're called? Are they laureates?
I have no idea.
I don't know. This is where my ignorance shines. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I hope you're going to have as good a weekend as I am, knowing now that Brian Friedman is being sued for malpractice. I'm rooting for the Flores brothers on that one. And anyways, we'll see what things come. What things may come this weekend. Fly Eagles fly. Even they sucked. Well, they sucked so bad. It was so bad. It's embarrassing. Oh, before we go, Monday we're going to switch to 6, yeah?
I don't know.
Are we going to do it?
You were supposed to put up a poll.
No, we did the poll.
You did the poll, but
there's no reason to re-poll. They're all the same people, and they all voted 85% in favor of 6 o'clock.
Yeah, okay. It's up to you, bro.
Monday will begin 6 p.m. So I got to change all that. The reason why I didn't want to do it right away is because I got to change all the things.
Yeah.
So I got to do all the Canva work this weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do the Canva work. Monday we start at 6 Eastern, and we'll see how that goes.
For all the homies in the UK.
For the homies in the UK.
Yeah.
6 p. Well, that gets 10:30, or it gives it 10 o'clock or whatever. They get to hang out with us. So that's pretty good. That's pretty decent. Man, some shit's brewing. I can't wait. I hope I can tell you guys all the things that are brewing, because there's so many nuts things happening around me right now. But I got to keep some of it secret. All right. You guys have a fucking great weekend. I'm going to have a great weekend. Are you going to have a great weekend?
Yeah.
All right. I love you guys. I will see you on Monday. Thanks for your patience at the beginning and the opening of this. And maybe next week things will